From the Timbers in the Pacific Northwest and now down to the desert in Arizona. We're in Chandler, Arizona to be specific, as once again for the second week in a row on the MaxPreps Game of the Week, we give you the number 1 and number 2 teams in the state as the Hamilton Huskies get set to take on the Basha Bears. Good evening, everyone. Jeff Kurtz alongside Zack, Poff once again for our next to last game here in the Game of the Week.
Crazy.
But we've been getting some good games here at the state level over the last couple of weeks. We mentioned Oregon. We had West Linn, Lake Oswego 1-2 in the state last week in Oregon. Now we got 1-2 in the state in Arizona.
Yeah, I'm excited for this one, man, and it's even better. They both come in 7-0. Hamilton is averaging nearly 60 points per game. They just had their season low 49 points last week in a win over Pinnacle. But then you look at Basha. This is a team great on offense and defense. So this is kind of your offense versus defense matchup here tonight.
Well, let's go ahead and look at some of the key players for each of these two teams. And first, let's start with the visiting Hamilton Huskies.
Roy Oliver III, he is a bad man. He's only a sophomore, but Jeff, he leads the entire country with 23 receiving touchdowns in only 7 games this year. He's going to be a key to Hamilton's success tonight.
And he's on the edge of breaking a school record for most receiving yards for a career in just his second year. I mean, that's really remarkable. Let's go ahead and take a look at Basha now, and they've got a pretty good, we're turning to the offensive line tonight.
Yes.
Zack, for the first time, we're looking at the offensive line because Jake Hildebrand is outstanding.
Yeah, he was a MaxPreps Sophomore All-American last year. He was a preseason junior All-American this year. Dude's 6'7", 300 pounds, and he really clears the way for that great rushing attack and then a very potent offensive game through the air.
And when we'll talk about our keys to the game in just a moment here, that rushing attack is going to be really critical for the Bears tonight. Let's go ahead and look at our keys to the game. And we've got a couple of good ones. And, folks, you might see a little bit of a theme arising.
For the 31st of October, aren't you, buddy?
I am. Our last game is on Halloween, but let's get a little Halloween precursor. First of all, Hamilton, can you scare the defense?
Yeah, I mean, that's what it's going to come to for Hamilton. And then also, too, you look at the Roy Oliver record watch. He comes into this one 143 yards away from breaking Tanner Clay's single season record of 1,248 yards and 173 yards away from breaking Jerry Rice's son, Brendan Rice's career record when he was here at Hamilton.
Yeah, it's pretty remarkable that he's done that. And really, just like we said a moment ago, 2 seasons. Yeah. I mean, you got to reiterate that because it's just incredible that he's doing that so quickly in the first 2 years of his high school career. And then probably the one I'm most proud of here, we've got dad jokes in this press box, the Monster Basha D.
Yeah, you had to go in your bag for this one, man. I love it. And, you know, with their defense, it really starts with Dante Bruley, senior, 3-star Wyoming commit. He's got 10.5 sacks this year. And then senior linebacker Eli Kramer-Cronin. This is a dude who had 193 tackles as a junior. And ground and pound. That's what Basha's got to do because they need to keep Hamilton's offense on the sideline. And it all starts with 4-star Noah Roberts. And then also Josh Gaines, a senior, one of the more underappreciated running backs in the state of Arizona.
Yeah, this is a defense, by the way, Zack, that averages 18 sacks and tackles for a loss combined per game with Basha. So you run maybe 60, 70 plays in a game. 1 out of every 5, you're losing yards.
Yeah, that's not good.
Well, folks, no, not at all. And we're going to see how that stacks up in just a few moments, folks, as we'll be back with a kickoff in a few moments here from Chandler, Arizona.
Game day's here. You try to make it every week, but sometimes life gets in the way. With the NFHS Network, you can be there, catching those important moments live while on the go. And even if you're at the game, you're stuck behind your phone, trying to record that one great moment you'll remember forever. With the NFHS Network, live and on-demand games with highlights and game recaps will be ready for you to rewatch and share with friends and family. 30 sports across 50 states, 500,000 games. One way to get closer to the athlete who matters most, yours. NFHS Network. Be in the stands wherever you are. High school sports fans, relive your favorite moments. Just click the shopping cart below the video player to get your digital copy today.
Back here at Basha High School, as you see the visiting coach, Hamilton Huskies, Travis Dixon, in his second year guiding the Huskies, and he's just done an outstanding job, Zach, here in his first 2 seasons with Hamilton.
Yeah, he's got Hamilton in his blood as well. He won the school's first 2 state titles as a quarterback in 2003, 2004. He's gone 17-2 as a head coach here at Hamilton, and both those losses came last year to the 2 teams that played in the Arizona Open Division State Championship in Liberty and Basha.
Yeah, he's really building a program here at his alma mater that's something to be proud of for this Hamilton Husky squad. A young team as well. We were going to highlight a lot of sophomores over the course of the evening as well. Let's go ahead and take a look at Basha's head coach as well, Chris McDonald, who has done an outstanding job as well, as we've seen every week. I mean, we're not taking teams that are coming in 1-9. So when you've got 2 7-0 teams, you're going to have 2 7-0 type coaches.
Yeah, and he's really turned the Basha program around, led them to their only state title in 2022 with Damon Williams at quarterback. 8th year at Basha, he's gone 66-21. He's led Basha to these 10 wins every year since 2021, and he led them to their only time being ranked in the MaxPreps top 25 the year they won their only state title. And
the interesting tie-in with Hamilton as well as an assistant coach at Hamilton.
8 years there, and part of 5 state titles with Hamilton as an assistant. So yeah, that's really where he got his coaching start with Hamilton, and he's done a great job here as a head coach at Basha, man.
It's got to give him a little bit of pride as well that Hamilton's doing as well as they are under Coach Dixon. And then, of course, Coach McDonald tonight wants to win. Of course,
yes, and he doesn't like Hamilton tonight. So.
That's right. It's all friendly off the field. It's a rivalry on the field. As we've got the number 1 and 2 teams in the state. Basha coming in with the number 18 ranking nationally as well. You want to know where Hamilton is? They're number 53 in the nation. Again, that's out of almost 18,000 schools playing high school football right now. And you look at Roy Oliver, there's our record watch, 143 yards away from breaking the school's single season record. Last year, a little bit of a tough game, but in his freshman year against Basha, hoping to break out a little bit more tonight. Well, folks, we've got a third member of the broadcast team. You know him from the voiceovers for the halftime highlights. If you've watched our broadcast over the course of the year, when we finally get him in person in 3 dimensions down on the field at Basha High School, Steve Montoya. Steve, what do you got for us?
Hey guys, so excited to be with you. It's amazing atmosphere, great to be on the field. We get to see Roy Oliver right out of the gate. He is a certified stat freak. The state record is 29. He's going after that record. He's got 23 touchdowns. We'll see him firsthand right now as Hamilton is on the field. Back up to you guys.
Thank you, Steve, very much. We'll check back in with Mr. Montoya over the course of the broadcast. And, of course, folks, you will also have his dulcet tones guiding you through the halftime highlights.
Yes, he's
once again.
Be a busy man. He's got to fly back, go to the studio, do the top 10 plays, and then come right back here.
Through the magic of television, we'll make sure it all works.
He's spot on with Roy Oliver, too. I mean, that's absurd. He has 23 receiving touchdowns this year. He's only played in 7 games. I think it's a safe bet he's going to get that state record this year. He just needs 6 more to tie it.
He has been the primary target for Jack Scully, their starting quarterback, all year long. As Mikey Barth set to kick off for the Bears. They're in the green jerseys, gold helmets going right to left across your screen. Hamilton is going to watch this ball go into the end zone for a touchback. They will start at the 20-yard line. They also have the gold helmets tonight, but they're in the white away jerseys with the navy blue lettering going left to right.
I'm not going to lie, Kurtz. I was kind of excited when I heard Hamilton is getting the ball first because we get a chance to see this high-powered offense. They're averaging 57.4 points per game, and they got a lethal 20-28 connection with Jack Scully, who leads the state in passing, and then obviously Roy Oliver III.
Roy Oliver III wears number 3, so keep that in mind. Jacob Brown, one of the running backs, has 11 rushing touchdowns this year. Again, this is a team that averages over 57 points per game, facing a defense that gives up 11.
Yeah, this is
something's got to give.
This is you got to love this, man. Offense versus defense. Who's going to step up?
And Jack Scully's going to put a man in motion to the near side on first down. Take the snap and let's keep it on the ground, he says. And that's a good idea. That's a big gain up the middle as Jacob Brown trucks the safety across the 30-yard line and picks up a good chunk of yards and a first down. But we have a penalty marker at the end of the play.
He's going to be a key tonight for Hamilton, too, because they got to be balanced on offense if they really want to get Roy Oliver III involved, because that's going to be Basha's #1 thing on defense.
Well, we got an unsportsmanlike conduct call against Hamilton, so they'll get the first down, and then they'll march backwards 15 yards as Caleb Garcia with the tackle, a very painful one at the end of that last play, and I think the Hamilton offense pretty fired up after that first down run. Yeah. Got a little too fired up.
Those are things you don't want to happen, though, because, I mean, they come into this one. Basha has been good, not giving up big plays. They get an explosive play right off the bat. It kind of gets wiped out after the personal foul. But it'll still be, at least he got the first down, so it's still 1st and 10.
At the 17-yard line now. Scully 3 yards deeper than when he started the first time, and Basha ready for Brown on his second carry, and he's going to get a yard to the 18.
Yeah, Eli Kramer Cronin, one of the guys in the backfield there on the tackle. I think we're going to be calling his name a lot. He's got 46 tackles, but he's missed some time this year. He was 7 tackles away from 200 last year as a junior.
And it was Mark Duerson on your screen as well who was involved in that, so both guys saw what Brown did on his first carry, Zach, and said, why don't we stop this at the line of scrimmage?
And Duerson leads the team with 70 tackles this year.
Oliver motions in the backfield. Scully going to throw for the first time. He's going to hit his running back. That's Brown, who's going to make one guy miss and then get tackled across the 20 out near the 21-yard line. That's a gain of 3 yards. And let's take a look at the offense for Hamilton. And we mentioned Jack Scully, we've mentioned Jacob Brown and Roy Oliver III, but they've got some other good players as well.
You got Roy Oliver's little brother, Roman Oliver, a freshman. He's got over 300 yards receiving. Montana Duncan having a good year, too. Billy Davis, the tight end. And the offensive line is really what gets this offense going. Richie Dexter, 6'7", 320 pounds, and Rex Waterman, a 3-star Nebraska commit. The 2 tackles really stand out on this offensive line.
On 3rd down, Brown motions out of the backfield. Here's a quick hitter, and that's going to be a first down for the Huskies at the 29-yard line as Oliver makes his first catch. That's going to be a gain of, they're going to mark it at the 30. They're going to give him 9 yards. So keeping track. Hopefully Mr. Montoya down to the field's got his pen and paper ready.
Yeah, this is the week I guess we need a stats guy. So whoever's writing up our game story this week, go ahead and text me stats and keep us on the Roy Oliver watch.
Yeah, I hope the MaxPreps headquarters in the El Dorado Hills of California are working away with the abacus. As on first down, Brown running to the left-hand side. He's got a good gain across the 35-yard line out to the 36 before he stopped. It's a nice carry on first down, setting up a 2nd and 4 situation.
Yeah, and
here is the starting defense for Basha.
Lamont Wade, a guy to watch too, only a sophomore, but he's got 8 tackles for loss, 4 sacks this year. Linebacking unit, the best of the group here, led by Eli Kramer Cronin. And they got a very talented secondary led by Mason Lewis, who's a 3-star with 12 offers.
And Dante Brule's stats are just ridiculous. 21 tackles for a loss this year, 10.5 sacks coming into today's game to go along with 59 tackles of his own. He's number 10 for Basha. We'll keep an eye on him. Brown's going to get another first down on a nice running play. And so far it's been mostly on the ground for Hamilton, but they're out to the 41-yard line with their 3rd first down of this opening drive.
Yeah, you know, one of the keys for Basha was ground and pound, but Hamilton said, hey, we'll take that as a key as well. They're just going north and south right up the middle. Offensive line doing a great job opening up holes for Jacob Brown on this opening drive.
I don't know if that was Garcia making another tackle on that play. There's a safety spot, but that's going to get old real quick. Yeah. With Brown and a head of steam at 5'11", 210 pounds. That is a load to stop. Man in motion again. Brown going to bounce it to the outside this time, run over a guy, and then finally get stopped at the 46-yard line for 5.
And this is exactly what the Huskies offense needs to do. I mean, most Friday nights, they're able to just throw the ball a lot, but they got to establish the run game if they want to get Roy Oliver, Roman Oliver, and Montana Duncan going here, the trio wide receivers for Hamilton, the number 2 team in the state of Arizona.
You got Dean Thompson and Roman Oliver to the near side. 2 to the far side in the slot is Christian Riley. Man in motion, the tight end. That's a nice crackback block, but I think we're going to have an illegal motion. It's a nice gain and would have been a first down. That time the carry going to Devontae Roebuck, but I think there might have been a little bit of movement up the field on that motion.
Yeah, tight end was just going forward before the ball was snapped. Easy call for the refs.
Bob Shreves, our referee tonight, with the call. And it is the illegal motion, illegal shift that's going to go against Hamilton, their 2nd penalty. David Himes, the umpire, Sam Radford, the head linesman. The rest of the crew, line judge James Moore, back judge Johnny Price, the field judge Tracy Hernandez, the side judge is Kanan Keyser. And when we were out on the field beforehand,
get sweat beforehand.
Yeah, they were throwing the football back and forth, just exercising the penalty tossing arm. Seen a few officials sail at 10 to 20 yards.
Honestly,
so
I don't remember which ref it was, but one of them had kind of a cannon.
Scully exhibiting a cannon of his own. Gets a man in space. That's the younger Oliver who's going to take it inside the 30-yard line as Hamilton, another first down, making up the penalty yardage and more. They push onto the Basha side of the field.
How fun is that, man? You get the ball with your big bro, freshman, making big plays on the opening drive. Roman Oliver this year, 16 grabs, 363 yards, and 3 touchdowns.
Caden Williams with a tackle there. Here is a handoff and a nice push back by the defense finally for the Bears as Roebuck on the carry is going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage. They may give him a yard.
Another playmaker that's only a sophomore for Travis Dixon, 5'11", 205 pounds. He's already got offers from Arizona, Northern Arizona, San Diego State, and UTEP. He's got 37 carries for 249 yards and 1 touchdown.
Brown back in the game at running back. He's to Scully's left as this drive consuming close to 5 minutes now. Opening possession of the game. Brown the carry, and there's a tackle behind the line of scrimmage. Nice job getting in there by Eli Kramer-Cronin, who had 10.5 tackles for a loss and now make that 11.5.
Yeah, he just did a great job coming off the edge. No one touched him, and he takes down Jacob Brown with a nice ankle tackle, forcing a 3rd and 11.
Obvious passing situation for Scully here is.
Yeah, Kramer-Cronin too, man. He's definitely one of the best linebackers in the state of Arizona. Very productive career.
Scully's barking some offensive signals, moves Brown to his left and drops back to throw. Here comes the pressure. Scully buys some time. He's going to heave it down the field, and that pass is going to be caught short of a first down at the 20-yard line.
That was a great job by Scully because, I mean, there was pressure in the back, but now you set up a 4th and 1, finds Montana Duncan. But just a good pass going off his back foot. And now, you know, go from a 4th and 11, most likely you got a punt, or go for a long conversion. Now you got 4th and 1.
And Hamilton, at least for the moment, looking like they're going to go for it. Scully tries to draw the defense offside. And now Hamilton is going to use a timeout and talk it over. And it's a really interesting call coming up here. You've got an offense that's been prolific. They're moving the ball pretty well. They got a 4th and short. It'd be a huge stop for the Bears if they can get a stop on 4th down here. Zach, do you kick a field goal? It'd be a 37-yarder.
No, we're going for this, man. You got 4th and 2, 4th and 1. You got to go for this. I mean, you're averaging 57.4 points per game, so they're not kicking a ton of field goals this year. But, you know, and you get a look at all the talent that has come through Arizona. N'Keal Harry, man, I'm telling you, he was one of the best basketball, football players to ever come out of the state. Brock Purdy with the Niners. Tyler Shuck was a 2nd-round pick by the Saints this year. He played for Hamilton. Ricky Pearsall was a stud at Corona del Sol. Spencer Rattler owned the passing record for most passing yards in the state for quite a bit. And then obviously Bijan Robinson, arguably the best running back in the NFL. He is the number 2 rusher all time from the state of Arizona from South Point Catholic. Got to give a shout out to Jacoby Lane too. Fight on, baby. USC wide receiver.
Clock reset to 5:43 remaining here in the opening quarter, and Hamilton trying to convert on 4th down and a little more than a yard. They're going to give it to Brown. He's up the middle. Big push by the offensive line. This is going to be close.
Yeah, that's right at it.
Basha thinks they've got the stop.
It kind of depends which ref they go off of, because the ref coming on the far side looked like he had it right at the sticks. The near side ref was a little shorter. It looks like he might be short. Basha's kind of celebrating, but we'll see.
Bears are starting to jog off the field, but it looks like we're going to have a measurement. I think is this our first measurement of the year?
It might be.
We're in our 11th game, folks, and I can't recall another time we brought out the chains. So we're going to do it here.
So he needed to get just past the 19. From where the ball's marked, I don't think he got it.
It's close. That was a nice effort at the very end of that run by Tony Tahi to try to get the stop shy of the first down.
Yeah, I think Basha sideline's going to start cheering here in about 3 seconds.
Yeah, it's a good couple of feet.
Yeah.
So a turnover on downs. The drive stalls at the 19-yard line as Hamilton consumes 6 minutes and 27 seconds in the opening quarter, but the defense of the Bears holds right on the edge of the red zone.
Yeah, big stop by Basha's defense there. Hamilton was kind of doing what they wanted on that drive, but when it mattered most, the Bears defense, only allowing 11 points per game, comes up with the turnover on downs.
And now you've got Brody Veers, the starting quarterback for the Bears, coming out there with Noah Roberts, who carries a heavy load, 51 carries, 271 yards, 3 touchdowns this season. And then Joshua Gaines, 66 for 5, 72 and 7 on first down, keeping it on the ground. This is going to be Gaines. And Hamilton, we didn't talk about their defense much in the open, Zach, but they're a team that comes in with 119 tackles for a loss, 28 sacks, and they only give up just shy of 15 points a game at 14.8.
Yeah, and one of the main reasons why is Derek LeBlanc Jr., 3-star junior, 44 tackles, but 21 of those have been for tackle for loss, and he has 8.5 sacks, leading the team in both those categories.
Mitchell Rayner with the tackle there. You saw him jogging off the field, number 24 for Hamilton.
And that'd be a big loss for them, too, because he's got 61 tackles and 12 tackles for loss.
Well, he made it almost look like a substitution rather than an injury situation. That was a loss of 2, maybe 3, setting up second down as you look at the starting offense for the Bears. Jake Hildebrand, we talked about the offensive lineman. He's got a big task today. Here's a pass underneath. The penalty marker is down. Tackle made just across the 20-yard line.
Yeah, I wonder if this is going to be Basha maybe blocking a little too early before Cash Brock made the reception.
Now you might have had contact by that downfield receiver. Good eye, Zack. Oh, they're going to pick it up.
Yep, they said not a good call, Zack.
All right, well, look, I thought it was, but, you know, we aren't the ultimate arbiter here.
Yes. So nice job by Hamilton, the open field tackling. Now you know, 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10 coming up for the Bears.
Yeah, gain of 3 there.
Hey, man, Brody Veers has been great at quarterback. I mean, he had to come in after Damon Williams, who had that great career with Basha, led them to a state title in 2022 as a junior. And Veers has played great.
18 touchdowns to just 3 interceptions this season. Here comes a blitz from the Huskies. They're bringing the house. The pass down the field is going to be incomplete. Nice coverage on the play by the defensive back Marquise Richardson as Veers was throwing it in the direction of Christian Diaz, but that was really more of a let's get the ball out of here before I take a sack.
Yeah, and you know, we were talking before the game started. You mentioned, man, Hamilton's got a really good defense. First opportunity, they force a 3 and out, and they're going to get their explosive offense the ball right back. And
in pretty good field position as well, as Clayton Cooper is on to punt for the Bears. Basha is kicking to Hamilton. Hamilton set up to receive at about their 40-yard line. Good snap. Punt away. And this is Oliver with a chance to return it at his own 41-yard line. Always a dangerous thing. He's going to cut upfield. He finds a gap. He gets a block. And into the end zone he goes. Hamilton with a punt return for a touchdown.
You knew right when he caught that punt, man. He had some open space. One cut. House call.
That is a 59-yard punt return for a score. And Hamilton, we thought we'd see their prolific offense. And Oliver says, look, I catch a lot of touchdown passes. How about I run one in on a punt return?
That cut, man, and burst. Yeah, I mean, that's stuff you can't teach. That's talent, man. And shout out to his guys. Everybody had somebody blocked. Punt return, Roy Oliver III. This guy just makes plays when he gets his hands on the ball.
Yeah, that would be very easy to get a block in the back, an illegal use of the hands, a hold, something in punt return. You know, you're always keeping an eye out for that, Zach, as you call a touchdown. Are there any penalty markers on the field? But that was great blocking all the way around by the Huskies punt return team.
You kind of had a feeling when he made that first cut. He's got a chance to take this to the house. All right, yeah, tutty for Roy Oliver III.
And there he is, barely broken a sweat so far as we've got the extra point attempt coming up. And it looked like there was a little bit of a delay from Basha getting their special teams on. They call a timeout.
Yeah, just not enough hang time on that punt. Oliver, just that cut and burst, man. Stud.
Yeah, that move he made left 3 defenders flat-footed. They thought they had an angle, and suddenly the angle disappeared up the field.
Angles are a little different when you're chasing number 3.
But, you know, the other thing that you got to keep an eye out now for, if you're the special teams for Basha, is like we got to angle the ball away. I mean, that ball gave him a ton of time. Not enough hang time under that to get the kick team down there to defend that effectively. Here's the extra point. Preston Olson on to kick. Daniel Vida, the holder, the backup quarterback for Hamilton. That kick is good, and it's a 7-0 ball game with 4:05 remaining here in the first quarter.
And this is a big game for Hamilton as well, because you beat the number 18 team in the country, you're going to see them take a big jump, and they'll be ranked in the MaxPreps top 25 when our rankings come out on Monday.
Boy, that's an Olympic level high jump right there.
I mean, you look at Basha took that big jump when they beat Orange Lutheran earlier in the year. SoCal Power from the Trinity League won that one 30-24. That game they were up 24-0. Olu came back tied at 24-24, and then Basha retook the lead late in the fourth quarter, and their defense got a stop when Olu was driving. Started the year with a nice win over Brophy College Prep, a team loaded with D1 talent led by Devin Fitzgerald, the son of NFL Hall of Fame wide receiver Larry Fitzgerald. And they also had a nice win against Queen Creek earlier this year back on September 26th. Those are kind of their 3 marquee wins for Basha on the year. Hamilton really hasn't been in a close game either this season. I mean, Brophy College Prep, they won 70-33, and then Centennial 50-10. Pinnacle last week 49-13. Those are kind of all the closest games they've been in this year.
Preston Olson set to kick off as Basha will get their second opportunity offensively. This kick is heading towards the end zone, and it will go out of bounds. Or out of the back of the end zone, I should say. It'll take them to the 20-yard line, and the Bears will have the ball there as we look at our top 10 national rankings.
St. John Bosco's been holding on to that number 1 spot for about 6 weeks now. St. Francis Academy's only loss came to St. John Bosco, a game we did earlier in September. Lost that one 21-14. IMG Academy, big game tomorrow against East St. Louis. Sierra Canyon, they're going to be in the mix to finish here at number 1 as well if they run the table and win that CIF Southern Section D1 title.
A lot of eyes are going to be on St. John Bosco next week when they play Mater Dei, which is a game you'll watch on the NFHS network. We'll have that for you, and I'm sure we'll have a little preview of what games we'll have next week on the network later on in the broadcast, as here's a handoff on first down for the Bears, and they will get a yard to the 21-yard line.
And it's still crazy to see that top 10, and you don't see Mater Dei in there. It's been a while since they haven't been ranked in the top 10. They're just outside of the top 10 at number 12, so obviously a win against Bosco, you'll see them jump right around the top 5.
That would be a huge cherry on what's been a tougher season than normal for Mater Dei fans. Anytime they have a couple of losses, that's been unusual for the Monarchs over the last few years. Given the schedule they play, that is pretty tough. Here's a pass out of the backfield, and a nice gain on second down as hopping out of bounds. Basha will have the football just beyond the 25-yard line.
Yeah, that's a guy that Basha wants to get in open space. Noah Roberts, 4-star junior running back. He's the top-rated running back in the state since Bijan Robinson.
That's his 24th reception of the year. Had 283 yards and 3 touchdowns receiving coming into the game tonight. Veer is looking at his second 3rd down here in the first 2 drives. He's got 3rd and 4. Needs to get to the 30-yard line. Drops back to throw. Sets up, pressure coming. He's going to roll away from it, looking to see if he can get to the corner. He's going to cross the 30-yard line and out of bounds. Nice heads-up play by Veers, the senior quarterback.
Yeah, and that's been his ability this year to extend plays with his leg. This time he takes off and picks up the first down. He's got 30 carries for 204 yards and 2 touchdowns this year. Last year he had nearly 300 yards rushing and 4 TDs.
Yeah, he was getting pressure from Connor Strand off the edge. And he ran away from it pretty effectively as all the receivers down the field cleared out the defensive backs, and the sideline was open.
Yeah, I've been super impressed with Veers. I mean, he's got 45 touchdowns over his 2 years and only 5 interceptions, and he's completed nearly 70% of his passes.
Veers is going to roll out right, throw on the run, and a little bit high. It'll be incomplete.
I thought I was going to jinx him into an interception.
I know, it looked like there might be an opportunity. Is in coverage on the play with a chance at it was Keaton Fields. That's tough. When you throw on the run like that, there can be a tendency to sail the football.
Yeah. And he's trying to hit Cash Brock. Team's leading receiver this year with 434 yards, 5 touchdowns. They got a nice duo at wide receiver with Jaden Baldwin as well. 3-star junior wideout.
We got penalty marker down, the pitch to Gaines, and Gaines dropped the football. That was kind of a tough toss. A lot of things happening on that play. The officials are going to sort out the penalty marker. I mean, that flag was thrown in the vicinity of where Veers was tossing the ball to Gaines, and I don't know if it startled him.
Yeah. He's like, wait,
something coming right at me. Got an illegal shift against Basha.
Yeah, I was going to say, obviously, they'll decline it. Still almost a loss of 5 on the play. So, yeah, it was exactly a loss of 5, so that'll bring it 3rd and 15.
Ball back at the 31-yard line.
Yeah, so Hamilton's defense here through the first 2 drives really stepping up. I mean, they've really dominated this first quarter.
Veers, play action. Into the pocket. Now he's going to roll right, looking to throw. He does, has a man. That's going to be a little bit short of the first down. Tackled at the 44-yard line. Christian Diaz, the reception.
Yeah, I was kind of interested to see here if they're going to go for it. And
they're bringing out the jumbo package.
I was about to say, yeah, they're bringing out the big boys, man. Looks like they're, I mean, you got 2 stud running backs with Noah Roberts and Josh Gaines. You got to think you can pick up 1 yard with one of these dudes.
Well, and one of your keys, right, Zach, was ground and pound. This is the grounding and pounding portion.
Yes.
You got to do that right here. Hamilton trying to get a stop. 4th and about a yard, yard and a half. It's the heavy package, and that is going to result in a first down right to midfield.
Yeah, I mean, you need a yard, man. Give it to Noah Roberts. Yeah, good job by that offensive line, too. Really surging. And easy first down for Noah Roberts as he carries a couple of tacklers for a few yards.
Yeah, you had Hildebrand down the field with a block. If your offensive line is going to get a push 5 yards down the field, you're going to get a lot of 4th and short first downs.
Yeah, hey, if you need a yard, man, just follow Big 7-4. He's 6'7", 300 pounds.
Here's a handoff. Roberts is going to get a nice jump cut at the line of scrimmage and pick up a first down. That was great patience by the running back, allowing the blocks to set up. Didn't panic when there wasn't a hole. He just waited and picks up 11.
Yeah, you got to feed this guy the ball. I think coming in, too, if you just look at the stats for Bash, you're like, oh, he's only got 271 yards this year. He's one of the best playmakers on the West Coast.
Here's a quick hitter to the near side, and that pass is going to be caught, and good push on the reception by Cash Brock, who makes a couple of guys miss a tackle and then gets out to the 33-yard line.
Yeah, great job by the senior wide receiver. I mean, that was stuff for, 3 yards, and he gets it to 3rd and 4, or 2nd and 4.
Doubled that total. Gain of 6 on the play. Diaz back in the game. He's going to line up on the right-hand side at receiver in the slot. Gaines in the backfield. Excuse me, that's Roberts. Veer is going to throw low. That is a pass incomplete. It looked like for a moment that Diaz had it, but it skipped off the turf, and that'll make it 3rd down.
And it looked like Veers could have had a chance to take off to his right side and pick up the first with his legs, but elected to throw across his body and just a little low.
Yeah, he had a couple options. He had Roberts on a bubble screen out of the backfield, and he had one-on-one coverage deep in the secondary, and that's a kid who can catch the football. Roberts stays in the game. He's to Veer's right. 3 receivers to that side as well. Veer's looking, throwing down the middle, has a first down. Oh, nice couple of moves here by the receiver, and finally tackled inside the 25-yard line is Jaden Baldwin.
That little shimmy move he put on him, man, he's got to go pick up his cleats at the 25. He's shifty, man. 6'1", 170 pounds.
Look at that. Look at that cut right there. I think I just popped an ACL with that move as well.
ACL's popped, Achilles gone.
Just from here, that's the end of the first quarter. The Bears on the move, trailing 7-0. We'll be back with more from Basha High School right after this.
Our #1 priority is protecting our players. That's why we're writing new rules for the sport and developing innovative educational tools to protect our athletes. This is player protection. This is high school football.
We've got 1 quarter in the books so far. Hamilton leading at 7-0. Steve Montoya has been roaming the sidelines, and he's got an update for us. Steve?
And thank you to Loomis Home Mortgage, helping you move the change towards home ownership. That's Loomis Home Mortgage. Thank you for supporting our program.
Steve is deep undercover right now, folks. I think is what it is. We will see if we can. I'm sure he's working on quite a scoop. We do have it back. Okay. We got Steve Montoya is back in action, emerging from witness protection. Steve, what do you got for us?
Hey guys, hope you can hear me down here. It's a good story on the other side. Basha, their linebackers coach is Lance Briggs. You know Lance Briggs, who played with Brian Urlacher with the Bears. Now he's coaching over at Basha High School, and he's an all-pro linebacker. He moved out to Arizona, and this is when high school sports matter the most. He named his junior program, which he coaches out here, the Thundering Herd. That's the nickname of his former high school. Back to you guys.
Well, you see the difference that playing at the high school level makes. I mean,
yes.
There are a lot of guys. I mean,
I saw Lance Briggs out before the game. He is huge, dude. I mean, it's just crazy to think him and Urlacher, same linebacker duo for the Chicago Bears. Those defenses were always one of the best every year.
After a nice successful pass play on first down, the Bears are going to pick up another first down to the 10-yard line on a running play.
And Briggs, too, he's not the only former NFL player coaching here at Basha. John Baldwin, the father of Jaden Baldwin, who had that great play, he's helping coach wide receivers. He was a first-round pick. And Derek Kennard also coaching the defensive line. He played in the NFL as well.
This ball was going to be spotted at the 11-yard line, so the Bears can pick up another first down here at the 1. They now have 5 first downs on the game. Hamilton with 4. This is the second possession of the game for the Bears. If you're just joining us, Hamilton scored on a 59-yard punt return for a score. Roy Oliver III. Here's a pass near side, and that is into a lot of traffic. It will be incomplete. Probably the best outcome there for the Bears, as Barry Adams, the tight end, was the intended target there. But there were 3 white jerseys around him.
Yeah, didn't have a lot of space to get that ball completed too. And looking at Baldwin too, he's from Aliquippa High School out in Pennsylvania, the only school that has produced 3 Pro Football Hall of Famers. Mike Ditka, Darrell Revis, and Ty Law. So pretty good group of notable alumni from Aliquippa out in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, there are a lot of schools with 2, but 3, that's a lot. Veers on second down and 10 is going to move his tight ends now to the left-hand side. Diaz is going to move over as well as Adams shifts left. Here is a handoff. Roberts will run right. He's got a little bit of running room. He'll take it inside the 10-yard line down around the 7.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this play goes, but I'm guessing Basha's kind of 4-down territory right here inside Hamilton's 10-yard line.
Mitchell Rayner, another tackle, another sophomore who's making a huge contribution on this Hamilton team. You've got Jack Scully as sophomore starting quarterback. We mentioned Roy Oliver, the third. Of course, his brother is a freshman.
Yeah.
Rayner, a sophomore. Keaton Fields, one of the DBs, starting DBs, also a sophomore. This is a young Hamilton team. I mean, they're good now. They're going to be even better over the next couple of years.
I mean, there's a good chance they'll be the best team in Arizona here for the next few years.
Third down. Roberts motions out of the backfield, and we've got whistles everywhere. And it looks like we got a timeout that's been called by Hamilton. So Hamilton uses their timeout here. I think that's their second one. And let's take a look at some of the upcoming games taking place on the NFHS network. And our MaxPreps Game of the Week next week as we go from Arizona to Fort Lauderdale, Florida for Chaminade Madonna and St. Thomas Aquinas to wrap up the MaxPreps Game of the Week regular season.
That's a great slate of games, man. St. John Bosco, Mater Dei. So after our game, you can watch the West Coast game. Kicks off at 7 p.m. Pacific time, 10 p.m. Eastern, Douglas County, Carrollton. That's going to be a fun one in Georgia. But yeah, I can't wait to get out to Florida, see Aquinas and Chaminade Madonna. Those two teams have a combined 65 players that have landed at least one FBS offer or a D1 offer.
And then we've got games for you out of South Carolina and another one in Southern California as well, Mission Viejo.
And that's you get a Thursday night game.
Yeah, that's right.
Sal and Mission Viejo.
I'm glad you caught the date on that. Yeah, that's good. Look, they want the kids on those two teams to go trick-or-treating.
For the graphics, so I kind of knew when the games were being played. At least I hope I'm right on that. So Los Al's been great this year, too. That's going to be a huge game. Mission Viejo obviously had that one loss to McCauley out in Tennessee, but outside of that, they've been perfect.
Here's a big third down for the Bears, trying to get on the board. They've had a drive that started at their own 20-yard line. Here comes the pressure, and Veers is sacked. Getting there first. Who was in there? There was a whole bunch of guys. Nico Jandro.
Yeah, Vogt was in the backfield as well. Derek LeBlanc was there, too. There was a few guys rushing at Veers.
Yeah, everyone said, why don't we meet at the quarterback?
Yeah, Derek LeBlanc.
It was LeBlanc first.
6'2", 230-pound junior. He's got 9.5 sacks now on the year. So that erases my assumption that they're in 4-down territory with the sack. Now your only option is a field goal attempt.
This will be about 32 yards straight away. The kick on the way, and that is good. Nice job by Mikey Barth punching it through a 32-yarder, and points for Basha, though the drive stalls out a little bit, but it's now a 7-3 game.
And that's where it's nice with Basha, too, is they are very confident with their kicker, Mikey Barth. He's one of the best in the class of 2027, has an offer from Arizona State. So nice job by Hamilton's defense, though. Basha's putting together a nice drive, and they come up with a stop, get a key sack on third down, force 3.
Standing room only here tonight at Basha High School on both sides. You're getting some views of the home side. There's the student section. We got a pink theme here in October. Breast cancer awareness, of course. And then on the other side, Hamilton's filled the stands as well. Standing room only on that side of the field.
Yeah, they were excited, man. We picked this as our MaxPreps game of the week. Already a huge game in the state of Arizona, and you just add a little more sauce to it as well.
Barth to kick off. 2 back to receive around the 5-yard line. Barth with a healthy leg, as Zack just pointed out, and was able to kick the first one in the end zone for a touchback on his opening kick of the game. Let's see if he does it again. That's a yes.
Yeah, I thought he was going to nail one of those standing room only things.
Really? Heads up back there.
You got to keep your head on a swivel, man, when Bar's kicking it.
Yeah, you think for a moment, oh, I'm not going to be involved in this play. And the next thing you know, you got a souvenir in your lap.
Yeah, that's when you don't want to check your cell phone. Hey, you know, we talked about Basha's coaching staff with former NFL players. Hamilton's got a few as well, too. Xavier Suafilo, who I'm related to. He's been the offensive line coach here for Hamilton the last couple of years.
We missed an opportunity to get the family reunion on film here before the game started.
Yes, he was a all Pac-12 offensive lineman at UCLA. Was a 2nd-round pick by the Houston Texans. Now coaching here at Hamilton on the offensive line.
On first down, Jack Scully, who's been sitting on the sideline for a while, is going to throw and find a receiver. Once again, Scully moving around in the pocket, buys some time, allowing a guy to get open, and he finds his man in a tight window on that far side.
And one of the main reasons why he had a little extra time, too, this one's going to be coming back.
Well, it looked too good to be true.
Yeah, of course, as I'm shotting out the offensive line, they get called for holding. So,
and that is going to go against Hamilton. The holding call will move the Huskies back 10 yards. That's their 3rd penalty here in the first half, now for 30 yards. And they're back at their 10-yard line with a 1st and 20. Well, Scully came out, opening drive. They consume more than 6 minutes, and then they've been sitting for a while, including through the first half break, because they got the punt return, for the TD. So it's their first possession in a little bit. Scully play action. He's going to throw. He's got a man open, and look out. Oliver with a trio of defenders in pursuit, and are they going to catch him? The answer is no. That is a 90-yard touchdown play. Hamilton scores.
So far, it's been the Roy Oliver III show. 59-yard punt return touchdown. 1st and 20, no problem, guys. I'm going to house this one from 90. It looked like the safety had the angle, too, but like we said earlier, man, angles don't work as well when you're going up against Roy Oliver III.
Boy, he beat the defenders early and then ran away from everybody else. The last man with a shot was Xavier Rivera-Rogers, and even that angle disappeared. Well, Scully's going to go back to the bench. He makes quick work of that possession.
Wow.
And he has his 36th touchdown pass of the year. And that's number 24 receiving for Oliver. The extra point try is good.
I mean, it's time we start having the conversation. Roy Oliver III is not just arguably the best receiver in the class of 2028. He's up there with anybody, regardless of class.
That's just a great play designed by Hamilton's offensive coaching staff.
I mean, Rivera Rogers has the angle right there, but Oliver III just turns on the jets. Nothing you can do.
Well, and
4 touchdowns.
And you knew that Caden Williams, number 1, and number 44, Eli Kramer Cronin, were like, oh, we got a chance.
Yeah.
And then no.
I think that's the first time tonight I've been seeing him actually breathe kind of hard. You get a 90-yard touchdown, that's what's going to happen.
That's a long run, yep, but you'll take it.
And, I mean, his dad was a great corner at Arizona State. His grandpa, you know, one of the best wrestlers. He's in the Wrestling Hall of Fame. Great wrestler at Arizona State as well. So there's a lot of good genes in that family pool.
14-3 our score. 8:45 to go first half. Highlights abounding. It's been the Roy Oliver show so far for Hamilton.
Well, I think he's close to breaking some records now after that 90-yard house call. I mean, we still got 8:45 left here, second quarter. He's definitely over 100 now. Let's see if I can get somebody to text me his stats.
That's right.
Hey, guys, if you're listening, man, text me his stats.
Let's see how your contacts are.
Yes.
We're going to see how good my broadcast partners' connections are back at MaxPreps headquarters in California.
Oh, I just got a text too. Kenny Dillingham is here, along with Arizona's head coach, Brent Brennan.
As this one's going to go into the end zone as the kickers are just playing a game of, oh yeah, you can do that, well look what I can do too, and Preston Olson deposits it in the end zone. So Basha back to the 20-yard line once again.
Thanks, Thomas. And he kind of figures, man, you got the 2 coaches at both Arizona programs. You got the biggest game in the state of Arizona. There's a lot of players on both sides of the field that they want to go to their school. They're like, hey, well, what about number 3? And obviously, you know, his dad went to Arizona State, his grandpa went to Arizona State, so they got the legacy there.
I think even Grand Canyon would show up here. And they don't even have a football program, but they might think about starting one based on this game. On first down, Veers in the backfield looking to throw. He's got a man open near side. That pass is going to be caught by Jaden Baldwin. We got a penalty marker down. Baldwin tackled around the 25. That tackle was made by Keaton Fields. Getting in on the act as well, Casey Allen Jr. So far, Basha's been called for 1 penalty that was declined. They have no official penalties against them. We mentioned 3 against Hamilton in the first half.
Long discussion, huh?
Yeah, I didn't see what the call. It was thrown near where Baldwin caught the football, but he drove the defenders off. No contact was made. We're going to have an eligible man downfield against the Bears.
Which is quick, too, because, I mean, Veers threw that ball pretty fast.
Yeah, and I think some of the offensive linemen are a little perplexed. Tavita Kale was holding his hands out like, I don't think I got down the field that quickly. It was a quick pass play. But that'll be a 5-yard penalty, which will push the Bears back to their own 15-yard line. So 1st and 15. Veers is going to move his receivers around. Baldwin is going to shift to the far side of the field. Tight end Barry Adams moves to the right. 2 receivers set near side. One back in the backfield. They're going to give it to the running back. This is Gaines, and Gaines will make up the penalty yardage to the 20. A gain of 5. We have a helmet that flies off at the end of the play, and per the rules, Rayner's going to have to come out just for 1 play.
And you look at, you know, Basha's 1-2 punch at running back. It's one of the best in the state. No Roberts, obviously, with all the offers, but Josh Gaines is putting together an impressive senior year with nearly 600 yards rushing and 7 touchdowns. Leads the team in both those categories.
Bears taking their time. Smart move here. If they can move the football and get some more points, they will get the ball to begin the second half of play. It's still a lot of time to march off, and we've seen how quickly Hamilton can score. Veers going to roll out on 2nd and 10. He's looking, he's throwing, he goes to the second level. He's got Baldwin again, and Baldwin's got a first down across the 40-yard line.
Yeah, just a heads-up job by Veers, just rolling out to his right and just looking downfield. He sees Jaden Baldwin wide open, easy throw, easy first down for the Bears. Yeah, it's a big drive for Basha, too. You want to kind of get a little momentum back on your side. Hamilton with the 2 explosive plays from Royal Oliver III. If they can get kind of a long, sustained drive, that'd be huge for Chris McDonald.
Here comes the pressure from Hamilton. It's picked up nicely by the offensive line, and now Veers is going to run, and he's going to run into Hamilton territory with another first down at the 48.
Yeah, nice job by Veers. Saw all that open grass to his right, and that's exactly what you want. Get the first down and you get out of bounds.
That was a nice job picking up the blitz by the offensive line, and I think it was Gaines who stayed in there as well for some extra protection from the running back spot, and Gaines now moves to Veers' left-hand side in the backfield. Gaines going to get the carry, started to go right, bounces back left, heads back right again. Kind of an S-curve inside the 45 down to the 43 for about 5 yards.
I was kind of looking to see if they're going to throw a flag there maybe on the tight end Barry Adams, but nice block, no flag. Nice run on first down. And you look at these two teams too. Basha has really had a lot of the success as of late. They've won 3 in a row against Hamilton, 4 of 5. You know, Hamilton dominated the early part of the series. They've gone 10-4 in the head-to-head since 2005.
Gaines stays in the game. Play action to Gaines. A pump fake, looking for a pump and go. Pocket collapses. Veers is going to run. He's going to take a hit as he goes out of bounds. He should have another first down. Officials are going to give him the spot at the 37-yard line, move the sticks. That's the 8th first down here in the first half for Basha.
You got to love this toughness, too, from your senior quarterback, man. He's going up against Kingston Spivey, puts his head down. Nice job by Veers to pick up another first down with his legs. Kingston Spivey, one of the better DBs in Arizona.
Yeah, and then Veers popped right back up again. Wisely absorbed the contact on his left side, not his right.
Exactly. Don't do it with your throwing arm, dude.
This time he's going to let Gaines do the heavy lifting, and he'll be tackled down at the 33-yard line for a pickup of 4. And now Roberts is going to come in and replace him. Second down at 6 as we near the midpoint of the second quarter. This is exactly the kind of drive the Bears needed, Zach. You mentioned it a moment ago, to take some of the air out of that balloon. You have an incredible pass play, Scully to Oliver, and now just a steady march down the field. Veers looking to throw. He's throwing a deep route. He's looking for Baldwin. We got a penalty marker down as we got a little contact. This will be pass interference against Hamilton.
Yeah, Kingston Spivey just got his hands on Baldwin a little bit there near the sideline. I don't know if you remember his dad, Jeff, former second baseman with the Arizona Diamondbacks, Junior Spivey.
Ah, yes, that's right.
And his older brother, Kingston Spivey, Trey Spivey, now at Arizona, originally started at Kansas State. He was a great DB here as well for Hamilton, wide receiver, I mean.
That 15-yard penalty is going to put the ball in the red zone, now at the Hamilton 18. As Gaines joins Roberts in the backfield, a dynamic duo back there on either side of Veers. So Veers has some options in the run game. Tight end right. He's going to play action because everyone's thinking run, and instead the ball is going to be thrown to the far side, and boy, that's a tough tackle on that far side. I thought the receiver was down about 3 different times.
I thought it was going to be a tackle for loss. Also got a flag on the play. I have to wait and see what this is, but man, what a job by Cash Brock. Eludes one tackle, says, oh, that's cute, I'll get a couple more, and then might get a face mask here. We'll see what the penalty is.
Yeah, Marquise Richardson trying to bring him down, and Brock fought out of 2 tackles, and that is going to be a personal foul that's going to go against Hamilton. A face mask.
Yeah, you know, Kyle Brandt, NFL Network, you know, there's a chance he might get this one on Angry Runs. Yeah, he grabbed him by the back of the helmet, the front of the helmet, and then he takes a big shot out of bounds with his helmet halfway off. Great job by Cash Brock, 3-star Colorado State commit.
That's going to end up being a 10-yard penalty as Roberts, the carry, will go inside the 5 down around the 2-yard line. Normally a 15-yard penalty on that kind of a face mask, but because they were inside the 20, they went 10 yards down to the 5. It'll be 2nd and goal.
Here comes the jumbo package here. You got 2nd and goal. There's no Roberts coming off, so Don't be shocked if 23 Josh Gaines gets a carry here.
Looking for their first touchdown of the game are the Bears.
Right in front of us saying tushy pushy going there, but it might be a little too far out for that. We'll see. Well, maybe they're doing the...
Gaines is the deep back. He's going to get the carry, and he will leap into the end zone for a 2-yard score.
Huge drive by Basha. They just kind of did whatever they wanted on that drive, and the senior running back, Josh Gaines, 8 rushing TDs on the year now.
2 successive drives, 1 a field goal, now a touchdown. Perfect response by the Bears.
Yeah. You know, I was excited this week. I think I said it every week for the game we got, but this one especially. You know, these are the top 2 teams in the state. Pretty even matchup, and both have high-scoring offenses. So I knew there was going to be a chance for a lot of points in this one.
And it looks like Basha is going to go for 2, or at least they're lining up for it. Jake Rogers, who's the holder and backup quarterback, they're going to run a swinging gate to the far side, and it doesn't look like they got it. Nice job by the Hamilton special teams unit responding there, keeping Basha out of the end zone. So the 2-point conversion, no good. We stay at 14-9.
Yeah, I think the gate clicker just ran low on batteries there. Didn't work, didn't open the gate. Nice, you know, I like the play design, but Hamilton, good job. And
it's not a bad pass.
No, that was.
From a sidearm while you're hunched over, about to do the snap from center.
But yeah, good job by Hamilton to, you know, didn't get fooled on that, and nice job to make the tackle, keep a 5-point lead. But big response for Basha. They needed a drive like that, punched it in for 6.
Well, plenty of football game left, and this offense for the Bears scores 42 points per game, and already they've given up more than their average defensively, but that's probably to be expected against a Hamilton team that averages close to 60, 57.4 on the year.
Yeah, and you know,
we should see some more fireworks here.
Yeah, the most points Basha has given up to an in-state opponent was 14 when they beat Williamsfield 42-14. They gave up 24 in that 30-24 win. And, you know, it's been the sophomore connection here with Jack Scully, number 8, and Roy Oliver, the 3rd, rocking number 3.
You know, Scully's a smart quarterback because he stands right next to his primary target. And don't let him out of your sight.
It goes both ways. Roy Oliver says, hey, you throw me the ball, so I'm going to stand right next to you as well.
Barth puts this one in the air and heads up again. This time the crowd was ready.
Yes.
They kind of parted a little bit there. They scattered somewhat as this went into the end zone. Hamilton at their own 20-yard line.
So, Jeff, I don't think I have good connections. I still haven't got a text on any stat.
Wow.
So,
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That hurts. That hurts my soul.
No, I get it, man. I get it. Well, they got some time to recover.
Yes, exactly. They got, you know, what,
5 minutes and 24. Yep, 5:24. You're on the clock. As Hamilton has had 2 possessions so far, turnover on downs, but they've started, the last time they had that 90-yard pass play for a score. Every drive they've started at their own 20 because Mikey Barth, there's the kids. Those are the kids that quickly scrambled out of the way last time.
Yes.
They'll try to catch that when they get to the high school level, but they don't want that cheese today. On first down, Scully looking to throw. He's got some time. He's going to throw underneath and connect with his tight end for a first down. That pass is caught by Roman Oliver. Actually, excuse me, Oliver wearing number 81, a tight end number, but also could be a wide receiver number. The freshman makes the catch. It's the Oliver show right now.
Yeah, I was about to say, man, I mean, the Oliver family probably has Jack Scully over for dinner a lot, and they, hey, I want the ball. Nope, we're going to go to Roy. All right, it's Roman's turn.
Handoff, running right. This is Brown. Brown is going to be hit just after he crosses the line of scrimmage. Will be stopped at the 35-yard line, a gain of 1. That previous pass play had gone for 14.
Okay, so our guy Chris Stonebreaker, who very familiar with, been on the sideline, barbecue sauce and all that fun.
That's right.
2 catches, 99 yards, 59-yard punt return touchdown, and then obviously the 90-yard touchdown reception. Shout out, Stone. Appreciate you, bro.
There it is.
Clean up that barbecue sauce.
Chris Stonebreaker currently winning the race for staying out of Zack Poff's doghouse.
Yes.
Play action, Scully. Rolling right. He's going to throw a deep ball. He's looking for Oliver, who is going to haul it in inside the 20.
Wow.
Chris Stonebreaker.
Yeah, get that pen.
You're right. Yep. Got to make some notes.
Well, he was 143 away from breaking the record for most receiving yards in a single season in state history. He might have done it there. You know, I'm not a math major, but I feel like he's probably close. That was around 40-something.
45 yards.
Okay.
45 yards on the pass play. He might have done it. He got it. Yep.
44.
Wow. Let's look at that again. A record-breaking catch
Get the
for
tweet
Roy
ready.
Oliver III.
Get the tweet ready, guys. Roy Oliver III, most receiving yards in Arizona state history in a season. Nice sliding catch there. This dude's a baller.
Brown with that last run gets 3. The ball at the 17-yard line, 2nd and 7. Carry up the middle this time. Hamilton gives it to Roebuck. Roebuck inside the 15 down to the 14 for 3 yards. Yeah, just the concentration by Oliver on this play.
Yeah, he just stayed.
I mean, he was almost backpedal, like not quite a backpedal, but angling away from the ball and still pulls it in.
He's special. I mean, he does it all. He showed you his speed with that 90-yard touchdown, showed you the body control there and the hands with that nice 44-yard catch. And then he showed you he's a baller returning punts as well.
Big third down for Hamilton here in the red zone at the 14-yard line, 3rd and 4. Running out of time, picking up a couple. Probably Scully could have ran for a first down, just waited a little bit too long. He's going to be tackled. Let's see if they're going to mark him at the 12. Looks like he is at the 12, a gain of 2. 4th down and 2, and coming on the field is Preston Olson.
Jack Scully say, hey, guys, no, we're going for this.
Olson is like, wait, coach told me to come in. Scully's like, you need to leave.
Sorry, Scully, you're only a sophomore. Coach is going to win this argument. But, I mean, like you said, he could have looked like he could have ran for that first down if he would have took off right away and kind of slowed down, allowed Dante Bruley to chase him down and force the field goal attempt.
This is going to be a 31-yarder from the left hash. As a moment ago, Preston Olson looked like a young man between a rock and a hard place.
Looks like Jack Scully might be winning an argument here too, man. He's forcing Hamilton to take a timeout, trying to talk Coach Dixon into this one.
Oh, there is campaigning going on that far sideline.
You going to vote for the Scully and Oliver?
I want to see how much Olson is going to plead his case over there. Both Scully and Olson are sophomores.
You know,
this is certainly well within Olson's range.
Obviously, I love Jack Scully. I mean, doesn't spell the same way, but same name kind of as the best broadcast of all time, Vin Scully.
Look, Dixon is taking in the arguments from everybody.
I think they're going to bring the offense back out, and I think they're going to go for this.
I like the little inside football here we're getting. You know, we aren't much lip readers, but it looked like that was a real collaborative effort between the players and the coaching staff.
Yeah, Jack Scully, man.
All right. I even think I saw Olson raise his hand and say, I second whatever we just decided here. Coming in at running back is Brown. He could be a candidate to get the football here. The ball is being spotted about the 12.5-yard line. So a short 3, a long 2 here.
And watch 3 right here. You can see him on your screen lined up in the slot just to Scully's right. And now Basha say, hey, guys, let's see if we can get them to campaign back to maybe kicking a field goal and call a timeout.
Chris McDonald's trying to freeze the decision-making on the far side of the field.
It's a big play because, I mean, Hamilton gets his first down. They can maybe run the clock down a little bit, take a 2-score lead, and if Basha gets a stop here, there's a chance they go down the field, score, and they get the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, Hamilton now out of timeouts. The Bears have 1 remaining. Folks, at halftime, we'll step away for a few moments, come back with the MaxPreps Game of the Week halftime show. You have seen and heard Steve Montoya down on the sideline twice so far in the first half, and you will get his halftime highlights, top 10 plays of the week from last week. And boy, that's been a fun segment to watch every week at halftime. Sometimes we usually get those in advance, but in the last few weeks, I have not watched them. I like to surprise myself at halftime with all of our viewers as well.
I like it.
All right, big 4th down. Bears defense.
Yeah, you got to watch.
Trying to step up here.
Got to watch Roy Oliver right here in the slot, just to Scully's right.
He is in motion. Now tight end's going to shift to the right-hand side. Defense will shift with them. Play clock down to 11. Oliver in motion again. They're going to fake the jet sweep. It is a naked bootleg by the quarterback, and Scully picks up the first down.
What a play call. You know, you get Oliver in motion. The defense is watching him, and nice little fake, and Scully, easy first down conversion on 4th down.
A gain of 4 yards to the 8-yard line, 1st and goal. Boy, a great play design. Yep, all eyes were looking right. And Scully with just enough foot speed to get the first down.
Yeah, the junior Caleb Jordan had outside containment, but he saw Roy Oliver, thought he was getting the ball.
Here's a handoff. Nice cut at the line of scrimmage. A gain of 3 down to the 5-yard line for Jacob Brown.
Yeah, Basha, 1 timeout left here, too. So see when they use that, because, you know, they want to keep enough time on the clock so they get another opportunity to score points regardless of what Hamilton does here on this drive.
Under 2 minutes to play in the half. Hamilton slowing it down just a little bit. Play clock is visible to the players in Arizona. It's very state to state, depending on where we are. Last week, not so in Oregon. This week, it is under 10 now on the play clock. Again, Hamilton out of timeout, so they can't stop the clock here. Scully's got to get this snap off. He's at 3, he's at 2. He finally does, and Brown, tripped up by his own quarterback on the handoff, will lose a yard back to the 6.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking maybe Basha was going to call their last time out here, but letting it go. I mean, for them, too. They just say, we just can't let them get a touchdown here. We're fine if we hold them to a field goal. Shout out Norbert, man. He texted me, too, with the stats, so they're on.
Okay.
Yeah, I just had to get a little stern here. No, but shout out Norbert, man. You've been great and helping us with stats each week.
I like that MaxPreps staff is going to stay on your Christmas card list.
Yes. At least 1 more year.
That's right. You're on a 1-year contract.
Exactly. Yes.
And now Hamilton's going to let the clock wind down, and I guess they had 1 timeout left. I thought they had used one earlier, but that may have been the Bears instead. So Hamilton had 1 in their pocket, and they will take it here. At 3rd and goal, the officials actually spotted Brown down at the 7-yard line, so it was a loss of 2 yards.
And that's where, you know, with Roy Oliver having this huge first half and huge season, it's anytime he's in motion, he draws a lot of attention, so it kind of opens things up for Scully to make it take off and run, or find Roman Oliver, find Montana Duncan, or even the tight end Billy Davis.
I mean, do you even there's not a lot of good options defensively. I mean, you could try to triple team him, but then you've got other receivers who are going to be one-on-one everywhere else. You have to drop some guy out of pass rush, and giving Scully time is not a great idea.
Yeah, and you know, there's not a lot of space for Roy Oliver to work with as well, with them having, you know, 3rd and goal up to 7. So, I mean, I'm 2 guys minimum on Roy Oliver 3rd, and I'm fine leaving one-on-one with everybody else.
Well, and you know, we're doing amateur defensive coordinating up here. This is something that teams are grappling with week after week, and it's a week-long endeavor.
Yeah, Chanel Jones is the one with the hard job, Basha's defensive coordinator. So we got the easy one up here.
Oliver in motion. That's the freshman. Scully's going to fake, throw underneath, and hit his tight end instead. All eyes were drawn to Oliver's and Brown, and instead open in the back of the end zone was the tight end for the score.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's just watching Roy Oliver the 3rd, and Billy Davis, great job, finds open space, wide open, first touchdown of the year for the junior tight end.
Great play call. A couple of good play calls down the stretch. That critical 4th down, you run the naked bootleg, and then you go to the tight end wide open in the end zone for a 7-yard toss, Scully's 2nd touchdown pass of the night. And that caps off another 80-yard drive, as Olsen's extra point try is good. At 21-9 is the score.
Yeah, that really couldn't have gone any better for Hamilton, because you look up, you got 32 seconds until half. So a nice long drive. Took off almost the rest of the time in the first half. That 4th down conversion was huge, and they had a nice drive when they set up that 1st and goal situation. Got a little time off the clock.
And the most enthusiastic players at the end of that catch from Davis were the offensive linemen. They spent a lot of time with Davis, and almost feel like they've adopted it. That was like a touchdown catch for the offensive line.
Everybody gets to eat, man, when the tight end gets. And it's National Tight End Day on Sunday, so you got to get the tight end a touchdown here.
Well, there we go.
I think George Kittle invented that holiday. Actually, I don't think. I know he did.
I love that players are now just inventing their own holidays. Didn't they make it National Running Backs Day last week or something on the Sunday night broadcast?
Yes,
I think they did.
Yeah, they even got a nice jacket.
That's right.
Christian McCaffrey. They even get Trent Williams one, which he should. He's offensive lineman. Then Tatum Bethune got one too. He's stepped up huge, man, with Fred Warner going down with the injury. He's a former Miami Central linebacker. Played with Reuben Bain there.
Well, Olsen kicking off as Basha. We'll see what they do offensively with 32.8 seconds left in the half, and they do get the football first. Hamilton's going to try to burn some time. This ball is going to be grabbed at the 4-yard line on a couple of hops across the 20 out to the 24, a return of 20 yards. That was a return by Noah Roberts.
Nice job by Xavier Brazil making the tackle here. I'd expect Basha to maybe take a knee or just hand it off here and get into half. It's 21-9. Obviously you'd like to be winning here, but they've had some nice things on offense and scored on their last drive. So
this is the best field position either team has had to start a drive the entire game, their own 24-yard line.
Wow.
I mean, each time the offenses have had to go a long way to score, and Hamilton's done 2 80-yard drives for touchdowns. Basha's done 1. They've tacked on a field goal as well. Veers is going to put Baldwin in motion and then roll out right. Get a little bit of a help block from Roberts. Throw down the field, and that pass is caught at the 43-yard line. Nice job, Cash Brock, who makes the reception and then gets out of bounds.
I mean, that's a nice thing, too, when you got a kicker like Mikey Barth. You got to pretty much just get about to the 40, and he's got a shot to make it.
Official spot Brock out of bounds at the 42-yard line. That's a gain of 18. Yeah, you could give Barth an opportunity.
Yeah, both teams out of timeouts, too. So the only way the clock stop it is if Basha gets out of bounds, or it'll stop momentarily. First down.
Veers drops back again. Nice protection up front across the middle. That pass is going to be caught by Baldwin. He's going to stop himself inside the 42. You're going to have to spike the football quickly here if you're the Bears. Clock will start up again. And that's exactly what Veers will do. 10.4 left.
Yeah, I think here you'd like to maybe try and get another 10 yards. And if you can get this to about 50, I think that gives Mikey Barth a realistic chance at knocking one through the uprights.
You should have another opportunity to run a play here. Yeah, and if you get down and spike the ball again, you could probably get a playoff, a first down, and spike it and give yourself about 1 tick left.
Yeah, you got to obviously get a first down here, or you got to get out of bounds.
The ball is at the 42. It would be a 59-yarder from here if the Bears don't get another yard. Brock's going to motion the far side. 4 receivers set. Pass far side. It's going to be caught and then getting out of bounds at the 35-yard line with 5.9 left. Nice heads-up job by Noah Roberts.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, you probably just go for the field goal here. You got a chance, maybe something quick to the sideline, but you don't want to take a chance here. And, seeing how many kids have their head on a swivel there on extra points and kickoffs here, I think he's got the leg for this one.
Barth from 52, the left hash. This will be the longest, I think, attempt we've had in our MaxPreps game of the week this season. Good snap. Kick. The distance is there. The kick is good from 52.
Wow.
And that will take us to the end of the half. 21-12 is the score. What a kick by Barth. That Bears looking at again.
Yeah, what a job by Bears to get him in this situation, man. And look at that leg, dude. Just easy money for Barth. Oh, boy. He almost tripped on the celebration there.
Jake Rogers, the holder, a fantastic hold, and Barth with the field goal to make it a 9-point game going into the half. Steve Montoya down on the field is with Hamilton's head coach, currently in the lead, Travis Dixon.
Hey, Coach, kind of the half you thought, a dogfight?
Yeah, man, it's been a great first time so far. We got to do some stuff. We got to tighten up. keep the quarterback contained. But, you know, I'm pleased with the things that are happening right now. We got to put the second half together and go finish tonight.
Take us inside that that decision to go for it on fourth down. Looked like the players really wanted to go. Did you guys just regroup and say, let's go for it?
Yeah, you know, we learned some situations from last week. Just trying to make sure our quarterback understands what we're trying to get accomplished and understand what we were anticipating getting, just so we can make sure we got a young group of guys offensively, but they're juiced up. I think our coach did a great job making sure we made the right calls for those guys to just put us in a position to be successful. After we learned on our fourth down that we try to go for in the red zone, got to stop. You know, it's great to see us rebound back and bounce back on the other ones.
And final question, you guys see Roy Oliver every week. The national audience gets to see him now. He's a special player.
Man, just keep your eyes open, don't blink.
All right, Coach, good luck.
Appreciate you. Thank you
so
much.
Thank you. Guys, back.
Put that on a bumper sticker. Keep your eyes open, don't blink. Well, we didn't blink much in the first half, and Oliver scored 2 touchdowns, one on a punt return, one on a TD reception. We'll be back with a halftime show in just a few moments.
The MaxPreps Game of the Week is brought to you by GoFan, the leading ticketing solution for high schools. Skip the line and get your tickets instantly on the GoFan app. And by the NFHS Network. Watch your favorite teams live and on demand with the largest broadcast network for high school sports.
Cross comes in!
He gone, folks. Look at him go. We're going to have to watch the clock.
Our number one priority is protecting our players. That's why we're writing new rules for the sport and developing innovative educational tools that protect our athletes. This is player protection. This is high school football.
All right, here we go. Your top 10 plays as seen on the NFHS Network. Kason Myers to Antonio Welch. Welch with the grab. Look at him get pushed right there. It's all good. He pops right up. All right, let's turn the volume up.
Don't hurry. And it looked like he was hurrying a lot in the first half when he didn't need to. Here's a pump fake and go down the middle of the field. He's got a man open there and a connection in the end zone with Agnamel for a touchdown.
Jeff Kurtz on the call right there. Let's go to Alabama. Caden Hoffbauer. Watch John Colvin come back for the ball, grab it, and he gets into the end zone. Nice job there by John. Look at him again. Comes out of the end zone, goes right back in. Let's head to California, Marietta Valley. Jacob Taddy right here is going to take this kickoff return, keeps his feet in, and then he uses that speed. Look at the wall there by the blockers. Makes that guy miss, and he is off for a beautiful kick return in Cali. Let's turn that volume up again.
Isaiah back to pass here. Time, throws a fake.
Oh, he's holding
left side up,
and he still gets it. He nailed it. Still caught it, Jamario Rice.
Yeah, he did. He still caught that. Hoover, Alabama, CJ Cali. Watch this. He spins off that guy, and then watch that stiff arm. We're going to see more from this game coming up a little bit later. Let's go back to California. Ryder Lyons, one of the top quarterbacks in the country on that blue turf at Folsom High School. Watch right here as he gets hit. He's just so strong, keeps his feet going, plowing off dudes. Does he get in? Looks like it to me, but I don't know if they called that. All right, Duncanville High School. Zack turn. Watch this. How does he stay in bounds? I don't know, but he did, and he turns it up for 6. Turn up the volume for both these plays.
Whole night until that point. Now Malabulu down the field. Williams wide open. Pulls in. Touchdown
to attempt the field goal from 55 yards. Referee signals we are ready for play. Winston is the holder. The snap, the kick is away. It is on its way, and it is good. 55 yards, and the kick is good. And the Bucks come away victorious. 30.
Well, Zach, we just saw a 52-yard field goal to end the half. That was a 55-yard field goal to win the game.
And not only that, to beat Thompson as well, who was, the #2 ranked team in the state of Alabama. Huge win for Hoover. They went from unranked out of the top 100 all the way up to number 55 in our expanded top 100 after that win. You get a look at the top 25. Bosco's up 28-0 at half against Servite. Grayson, another big win. Corona Centennial won last night. Gorman up big. Sierra Canyon posted another shutout so far. Edna Carr won big. South Lake Carroll was up big when I left. Santa Margarita up 14-7 against Orange Lutheran. Last I saw, I think Mater Dei's up 14-7 against J. Sarah. They've been in a lot of close games this year, but yeah.
We have St. Thomas Aquinas next week against Chaminade Madonna. Here's some of the scores. We got that Aquinas score against American Heritage. 19-12 Aquinas over American Heritage. So there's that Santa Margarita game you were talking about. DeMatha over St. John's in a tight one.
Game went to overtime.
Yeah, D.C. area. That's a good one in Washington, D.C. And then Chaminade Madonna doing their part with a 47-0 win over Cardinal Gibbons.
So we'll get a top 25 matchup next week in Fort Lauderdale with Aquinas, Chaminade Madonna. David Gabriel George, who I still think has had the best performance out of any player we've seen. Games are covered. 3 tutties tonight and a 35-21 win against Ensworth.
Nice job by Baylor. They're cruising along in Tennessee. 21-12 our score here. 2 undefeateds. Basha, the #1 team in the state. Hamilton, #2. Halftime continues after this.
Game day's here. You try to make it every week, but sometimes life gets in the way. With the NFHS Network, you can be there, catching those important moments live while on the go. And even if you're at the game, you're stuck behind your phone, trying to record that one great moment you'll remember forever. With the NFHS Network, live and on-demand games with highlights and game recaps will be ready for you to rewatch and share with friends and family. 30 sports across 50 states, 500,000 games. One way to get closer to the athlete who matters most, yours. NFHS Network. Be in the stands, wherever you are.
Our #1 priority is protecting our players. That's why we're writing new rules for the sport and developing innovative educational tools to protect our athletes. This is player protection. This is high school football.
As the Basha Band performs at halftime in front of a capacity crowd here at their high school, Jeff Kurtz alongside Zack Poff, our MaxPreps Game of the Week, 21-12 our score. Hamilton with the lead, and they've had a few highlights, Zach.
Yeah, and it's really started with Roy Oliver III. He's had that 59-yard punt return touchdown. And here it is right here, Jeff, right as we were talking about it. But yeah, just kind of a short line drive kick, gave him an opportunity, just needs one cut, and he shows you that burst.
I mean, he just covers some ground with every stride and easily into the end zone after making that play. And then this was a big sack as Basha earlier on in the game ended up having to settle for a field goal. Mikey Barth had a couple of them.
Yeah, and Derek LeBlanc on that sack there. He's been having a great junior season. Here's the 90-yard touchdown to Roy Oliver III, and it looks like there's an angle there for the tackle, but Roy Oliver III shows off his speed. 90-yard touchdown. That one got him close to the record.
And then this was a great run by Cash Brock to battle for a first down, or getting close to a first down. Then they had a penalty on top of it, a face mask, and taking it in was Gaines from a couple of yards out for the first touchdown of the game for the Bears.
Yeah, and a nice response by Hamilton's offense as Jack Scully finds Roy Oliver for the record-breaking reception there. Broke Tanner Clay's record of 1,248 yards, and then the touchdown for National Tight End Day coming up on Sunday. Get Billy Davis his first touchdown catch of the year, and Mr. Barth, 52 yards like nothing.
To end the first half, some much-needed points for the Basha Bears, 21-12 the score. You know, looking at that 90-yard run by Oliver after he caught the football, Rivera Rogers had a 10-yard lead on him.
Yeah.
And Oliver passed him.
Yeah.
And Rivera Rogers is not slow.
Well, it's funny because on the touchdown, I was like, oh, I wonder why he's not going to the left. He said, because I know who I am and how much speed I got. I'm going to go right, turn on the jets. And X had no chance to catch him.
No, I mean, and that's a guy who usually catches people, and Oliver beat him.
Yeah.
Pretty remarkable. 21-12 our score here. The band continues to perform out on the field. We've got a good first half under our belts. We've got a good second half upcoming, folks. Stay with us here on the MaxPreps Game of the Week.
The MaxPreps Game of the Week is brought to you by GoFan, the leading ticketing solution for high schools. Skip the line and get your tickets instantly on the GoFan app. And by the NFHS Network. Watch your favorite teams live and on demand with the largest broadcast network for high school sports. Here. You try to make it every week, but sometimes life gets in the way. With the NFHS Network, you can be there, catching those important moments live while on the go. And even if you're at the game, you're stuck behind your phone trying to record that one great moment you'll remember forever. With the NFHS Network, live and on-demand games with highlights and game recaps will be ready for you to rewatch and share with friends and family. 30 sports across 50 states, 500,000 games. One way to get closer to the athlete who matters most, yours. NFHS Network. Be in the stands wherever you are.
They scored! Cross comes in!
He gone, folks. Look at him go. We're going to have to watch the clock.
Halftime winding down. The band heading off the field for the Basha Bears. Jeff Kurtz, Zack Poff as the halftime show continues. Teams starting to come back out on the field. Hamilton emerging to stretch on your right-hand side. We've got notable alumni from both of these schools. Let's take a look first of all at the Hamilton Huskies. The list compiled by Mr. Poff.
Yes, and you know, that's a big first name to start with. Terrell Suggs obviously had that great career with the Baltimore Ravens. Crazy to think when he was at Hamilton, he was also playing running back, and he had a game where he ran for like 367 yards. Cody Bellinger, I had to put my guy on there, former Dodger, now with the Yankees. Great baseball player. Jawar Jordan, stud running back, spent some time in the NFL. Tyler Shuck, second-round pick in this year's draft. Brendan Rice with the Chargers now. Russell Davis II was a stud when he was here. Nico Marchiol, who was a former MaxPreps Arizona Player of the Year. Trey Spivey, absolute stud, wide receiver for Arizona now. His younger brother, DB here at Hamilton.
I think it's easy to see why Suggs would carry for 367 yards. Who would want to get in front of that guy?
Yes.
Not me.
No chance, man.
Hard pass. Let's take a look at Basha's notable alumni.
And Basha's kind of been more recent guys. You know, program's only been around for about 20 years. A couple of baseball guys on there, but really the three big names is Miles Lockhart, Ohio State, Damon Williams, starting quarterback for Washington. He was one of the most exciting players to watch when he was here in Basha. And Cole Martin, you could have put him on either one because he played his first 2 years at Hamilton and then his last 2 years of high school at Basha. And he's now balling out at UCLA.
I think you picked correctly. You've got to go with where he graduated.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, there you go. Your notable alumni from Hamilton and Basha. Current players on the field warming up. We'll be back with the second half after this.
Comes in!
He gone, folks. Look at him go. We're going to have to watch the clock.
This high school gym used to be packed most nights. Not anymore. Do you know why? Because bad behavior by fans, especially adults, has caused a shortage of game officials across the country. You see, without officials, we can't have sports. Don't let this become reality. It's time for a change. Let's bench bad behavior for good.
Well, we got an interesting second half we think is going to be happening here in just a few moments. And Basha trailing 21-12. Steve Montoya has caught up with their head coach, Chris McDonald. Pick his brain a little bit about what changes he's going to be making in the second half. Steve?
Are we going?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Coach, what did you say to your guys at halftime?
Hey, it's, you know, it was first half. You know, they got us, but it's not a full game. You got to play a full 4 quarters. We're built for this. Let's go.
All right. Good luck, Coach. Second half.
Appreciate it.
Well, Chris kept it short and sweet, but it almost like, what's that meme where they had us in the first half, not going to lie, but then in the second half, that's what the Bears are hoping for here, and they will get the football first. A great opportunity for them to get points on the board and make this a one-possession game.
Yeah, this is, you know, they got, obviously they're trailing by 9, but they got a little momentum on their side, driving down the field, getting that 52-yard field goal. So they're feeling good going into half, and you know, a 9-point lead when you got the talent Basha has, that's not something too hard to overcome.
No, they feel very comfortable and confident. They clearly have been able to move the ball long distances. I mean, all their drives have churned out a lot. They've gotten points on 3 of their 4 possessions. Olsen kicking off for Hamilton, going left to right, is going to put this one deep, but this is returnable from the 1-yard line. Bears with an opportunity for a good return. They're going to take it out beyond the 20, close to the 25-yard line. Looks like they're going to have it at the 24, which will match their best starting field position, and that was the last possession of the first half. They had possessions at their own 19, their 20, their 20, their 24. They went punt, which turned into a touchdown for Roy Oliver III, his first of the game. Then they went field goal, touchdown, field goal.
Yeah, I mean, both kickers have done a tremendous job on kickoffs, getting it either in the end zone or, returning from the 1-yard line.
And the Bears are going to go on out there. And looks like Jake Rogers is in at quarterback for Brody Veers. So that's one change, and now we got movement on the line of scrimmage. Is new quarterback, new cadence, new snap count style, and that's going to draw the Bears offside, so they'll be looking at 1st and 15, just their second penalty of the game for 10 yards.
I wonder if Veers hurt his left shoulder on that one play where he went out of bounds and
he took a shot
throughout the truck stick.
Yeah, we'll see if we can. There's the new quarterback, Rogers. Veers wearing number 8. We'll see if we can find him along the sideline somewhere as well. Unless that's him with the shoulder taped right down here by the training table. That might be Veers. We'll see. He's in street clothes and shorts. That would be a quick change, as now we've got a penalty marker down again on snap number 2. And this will be a dead ball false start. So 2 false starts in a row for this Bears offense. And boy, that's a big time change. Rogers, a junior, at 6'2", 195, whereas Veers 6 feet, 200 pounds, a little bit bigger, but a little more height for Rogers. But he's trying to settle into it here, and so is his offensive line.
Yeah, it's not how you want to start when you're the backup quarterback to come in and a couple penalties, and now you're looking at 1st and 20.
Rogers going to throw. He's going to throw a fade route looking for Baldwin, and that's going to go out of bounds, incomplete.
And that's where it's tough, where you put yourself in that situation. You're behind the sticks. Now you got 1st and 20. Now it's like, hey, do we just try and go to a passing attack? And because really what they want to do is establish a running game with their backup quarterback in now.
Well, we'll see if Steve Montoya can get us some information down on the sideline at some point. Obviously, that was not on our radar, as Rogers was in the game for that 2-point conversion attempt, but Veers was still running the show all the way through to that field goal by Barth before the end of the half. Rogers looking to throw again. He's going to throw to the near side, or excuse me, the far side, looking for Baldwin for the second time. That'll be incomplete. That pass a little bit behind him. And boy, you got to shift the body language here if you're this Basha offense, because right now they look like they're a little deflated. They have the 2 penalties starting out, Zach, and now 2 incompletions, setting up 3rd down and 20 against a Hamilton offense that is prolific.
And that last throw too, I mean, he had receiver open there. Jaden Baldwin just kind of didn't get his feet set, a little too much mustard and behind him. But yeah, it was already going to be kind of a tough challenge too, trailing by 2 scores with Brody Veers in. Now you got your junior quarterback.
Rogers throws underneath, dumps it off, completes his first pass. That's a great play call there. We have a penalty marker that flies in at the end of the play. Well, you want to get something high percentage, like hitting your first jump shot in a basketball game. Your guy right off the bench misses his first 2. Give him something a little bit inside of 5 feet, and that's what Basha does there. And now we'll see what the penalty is. Holding against the offense. That penalty will be declined, as the Bears were still well short of the original line of scrimmage before the penalties. They take the ball out to the 19-yard line. That was a gain of 5 on that last pass play, and the punting unit is on.
Yeah, it was just tough right off the jump, man. You get those 2 penalties. Now you're looking at 1st and 20. Just could not get settled in on this drive.
Cooper staring at Oliver, and this is a low line drive kick again, and Oliver's going to let it take a couple of bounces, and that's exactly what the Bears wanted to have happen. They are going to flip the field, as the ball will be down at the Hamilton 23-yard line. Let's take a look at games next week on our MaxPreps Game of the Week. The first one there, and the rest on the NFHS Network.
Yeah, and you know, Chaminade Madonna and St. Thomas Aquinas, they both dropped their season openers. Aquinas lost to Mater Dei, Chaminade Madonna to St. Francis Academy. They've both run the table since, so that's going to be a fun one next week in Florida. And then look at that doubleheader you're going to get. You know, you're going to get to watch Madonna Aquinas, and then you get St. John Bosco Mater Dei, which is really the best rivalry in the entire country now.
We may have to stay up for that one.
100%.
On 1st down at the 23-yard line, Scully in the game, going to throw. He has Oliver across the 30. Oliver is going to take a shot at the 33, and we'll pick up the 1st down at the 34-yard line.
Yeah, I mean, if Hamilton can drive down the field here on this drive, get another touchdown, that's big. That's going to be tough for Basha to come back from this one, especially, you know, with Brody Veers now in street clothes.
Only 3 possessions for Hamilton in the first half, all starting at their own 20-yard line. So this was their best starting field position at their own 23. As Scully is going to throw again. He's looking for the other Oliver. That pass will be incomplete. Nice coverage by Mason Lewis. Drive starting at their own 20 in the first half. Turnover on downs, then a couple of touchdowns. Their last one they converted on 4th and 3 on a naked bootleg, and then pass to the tight end for his first score of the game, or first score of the year. Davis with a reception.
Nice coverage there by the senior DB Mason Lewis, 3-star. Got double-digit offers. Iowa, Vandy, Arizona State, North Carolina. On the field.
2nd down and 10. Scully with time, steps up. Now he's going to run, and he's going to slide down at the 40-yard line. So you're going to spot him down at the 39. That'll be a gain of 5, setting up 3rd and 5.
Nice job by the safety, Caden Williams. He really closed in fast. And big 3rd down for Basha's defense. You know, they got one of the best defenses in the state. I mean, you can make a case them or Liberty have the best defense in Arizona. But now this is where you got to put the offense on your back with your quarterback down with an injury. They got to find a way to create some easy opportunities for the offense.
Maybe get some stops defensively. This is where that key to the game, the monster Bash D, is going to have to step in. And they need a big play. There's only been 1 tackle for a loss. They have no sacks in the game. And this is a team that averages close to 17 between the two every game. Scully's going to roll out left. He's going to throw. He was looking for Montana Duncan, and he's going to overthrow him. Nice pressure coming this time from the defensive line of the Bears, and that'll bring out the punt team for Hamilton for the first time in the game.
Yeah, it looked like Eli Cronin was able to get in the backfield, disrupt the play from Scully. Just really couldn't set his feet and make a good throw. So,
yeah, you know, one name we haven't called very much tonight, and that's one of the best defensive players on this Bears team, is Dante Bruley.
Yeah.
Bruley has been very quiet.
Yeah, he had the one kind of chase down tackle that forced that 4th down.
Oh, here's a high snap over the punter's head. It's going to be tracked down at the 6. The punt away, and we're going to have a penalty marker down as the ball will be down at the 41-yard line, but we may have a roughing the kicker penalty, though it was a bad snap, so Basha's thinking it's a live football.
That's just tough, man. I mean, heads-up play by the punter there. He took a huge hit.
That was Billy Davis, who had that touchdown reception earlier, who's also the punter for Hamilton.
Yeah, Mark Dewerson with the huge hit.
I think that's what the officials are talking about, is once the ball sails over the punter's head, isn't that a live football? And the standard roughing the kicker, does that apply? But maybe you still have to get contact with the ball, and there was definitely no contact with the ball. There was a ton of contact with Davis.
Yes. Yeah, we'll see what the call is here. They were just having a long discussion, but it looks...
Here's our referee, Bob Shreves. And it is going to go against the Bears.
What a huge penalty. I mean, the snap goes over the punter's head. You think, oh, great, we're going to get great field position.
Let's go down to Steve Montoya, who's in the hubbub of the Basha sideline now. Steve, you have an injury update for us?
Yeah, it looks like QB1 is going to be out for the remainder of the game. He's got ice on his shoulder. Trying to talk to the training staff. They couldn't give me exactly what was wrong with him, but it's not looking good for Basha and their QB1 as he's standing up right now without his pads on, and he's got ice on his shoulder. Guys, back to you.
You see him right there. Thank you very much, Steve. As Veers out of the game. Scully throwing deep. Oliver with a step. Oliver with a touchdown.
Wow. 46-yard touchdown. Roy Oliver the third on the following play after the roughing the punter. What a brutal penalty for Basha.
A 46-yard touchdown pass, the third of the game for Scully, the second touchdown reception for Oliver to go along with his punt return for a score.
So Roy Oliver the third now, just 5 touchdowns away from breaking John Henderson's record. Easy pitch and catch. Nice throw from Jack Scully. I mean, that's not an easy throw. He's rolling out to his left, throws across his body. right in stride for Roy Oliver.
Olsen with the extra point, and it's a 28-12 game with 9:37 to play here in the third quarter. Boy, there has been a sequence of events here. You have the injury to Veers. Rogers comes on. You've got finally a stop for the Basha defense. The punt snap over the head of the punter. You end up with a roughing the kicker penalty that gives you a first down, and then on the next play, a 46-yard touchdown pass.
Yeah, I mean,
Basha's got to be thinking, what else can go wrong here? And we've not even played 3 minutes here in the second half.
Yeah, and I mean, you got to give a shout out too. I believe that was Billy Davis, who's also the tight end, doing the punting for Hamilton too. Just gets the play to run all the way down and have the presence of mind to pick it up and get the kick away. And unfortunately for Basha, they made contact, didn't block it, and that turns into a touchdown for Hamilton.
Hamilton's got to be feeling pretty good about where they are right now. There you see Davis checking to see where are the opponents. Right there, he takes a big hit, but as a tight end, you can absorb that, and then there was the penalty.
And, you know, Mark Durson, that's a tough play. You're trying to go down there, make the tackle, and you give your offense first and goal.
Well, that's what he's thinking is, I'm going to go in and make the tackle on the punter at the 5-yard line, and we're going to get the ball, and then Davis turns around and kicks it, and that's really was he in the kicking motion, and the answer was yes.
Yeah, that was just unfortunate for Basha.
This one's going to go out of the back of the end zone from Olsen, and so now the Bears have to dig deep. This is a 7-0 team, number 18 in the country, number 1 in the state, and they are going to have to demonstrate some resilience here after taking a number of blows, losing their starting quarterback, then the unfortunate penalty, and then the touchdown pass following it. That is some bing, bang, boom right in succession.
Yeah. I think that last catch for Oliver, too, might have got him over 200, and if that's the case, that's the third time this year he's done that. Last week he had 7 for 284 and set the school record for most receiving yards in a game.
Rogers back in. He's going to throw out of the backfield, and the pass is going to be dropped. Nice pressure on the outside. They may have gotten a hand on that football.
Yeah, I think Connor Strand was able to get his hands on that one as they're trying to get out quick to Noah Roberts.
Yeah, Roberts is pretty sure-handed. Yeah, just a little bit of it. Nice job by Strand. Great job by our camera crew getting that one.
And this is, I mean, how tough is this for, you know, Jake Rogers? You got to come in second half, QB1's out, down by 9. Now you look up, it's 28-12.
I mean, Rogers is their quarterback of the future, and he's being pressed into service at a difficult time. He's going to hand it off here. You have a good running game and a lot of time left in this game. Roberts is going to get the corner down the field. He's looking to break a big one. He's into Hamilton territory. He's finally tackled around the 40-yard line.
Yeah, that's the dude you want to get the ball to, Noah Roberts. One of the best running backs in the country, regardless of class. Shows you his speed getting down the sideline. Huge run, exactly what Basha needed on offense. He needed to have an explosive play, and number 6 gives it to him.
They're going to actually spot him at the 41-yard line. There were 10 first downs for the Bears in the first half.
Oh, got it.
1 in the second now as we have an injured player back around the 20-yard line.
I was wondering why Coach Dixon was walking on the field and got a Husky getting stretched out there. Looks like could be a cramp.
It's been warm in Arizona, as one would expect.
Great weather, man.
Yeah, fantastic.
You know,
85 during the day.
Yeah, this is great, man. I love it, man. I got my grandparents live out in Lake Havasu, so try and get out there every summer if I can. Sometimes not too late in the summer, though, because I don't like that 120-degree weather. I got to get a shout out to my grandma Phyllis. She turned 90 earlier this month.
Happy birthday, Grandma Phyllis.
I know Raymond Poff, my grandpa, he's got a birthday coming up later in October. So,
you know what he's turning?
We'll keep that off air.
Okay.
So,
well, look, the longevity in your family is admirable.
I believe it's 94 or 95. I don't want to give him an extra number or anything. So,
folks, what that means is you're going to have Zack Poff as the MaxPreps Game of the Week commentator for the next 60 years.
Yes. Yes. Sorry, guys.
That's it. There you go.
And you'll be doing them with me, too, for the next 60, right?
I hope so. Boy, if that's the case, that would be an amazing record.
Yeah. Like, you know, that dude you see right there on the
field. If we can even see what's happening on the field
yes.
at that point, that would be a miracle.
That dude right there, that's what Basha needs to get going. Noah Roberts, they got to find ways to get 6 the ball in open space, especially, you know, with Jake Rogers coming in at quarterback, 6'2", 195-pound junior. you got to let him ease into this game. And, you know, you give it to number 6, he's got a chance to break one.
Well, and even Gaines as well. I mean, that combination, and that's part of our keys to the game, ground and pound. You've really got to settle in on your running backs even more now.
Yeah.
So there's not as much pressure on Rodgers to make big pass plays down the field.
And, you know,
so I don't think it helped him. They had those 2 penalties to begin his first drive. They had the 2 false starts right out of the gate.
That was tough.
Tougher, but let's go ahead and take a look at our top 25 once again while we have that injury timeout down on the field. Hamilton player getting stretched out. Looks like he's starting to rise to his feet. That's number 24, Mitchell Rayner, as here's our top 25.
Yeah, and you know, my job's been kind of easy the last couple weeks. Hasn't been a ton of movement, been the same group of 25 teams. A little bit of movement, obviously, with Santa Margarita losing to Mater Dei, and then they lost to Santa Margarita beating Mater Dei and then losing to St. John Bosco. But, you know, it's going to be fun, especially looking towards the playoffs, especially in the CIF Southern section where you're going to get number 1, number 5, number 7, number 11, and 12, all in that same playoff bracket.
Well, Rayner's being carried off the field. So he's taken to the sideline. Fresh set of downs for the Bears at now the Hamilton 41.
And that's, you know.
Yeah, they're doing more stretching there. They're stretching both calves.
Yeah,
on Rayner.
That's your leading tackler on the year with 61 tackles. Only a sophomore.
Toss sweep and a great play defensively by Hamilton, but boy, that was taking a little bit of a shot there as well. At the end of that was Keaton Fields coming up from his corner spot to make the play.
Yeah, that was a great job by the sophomore Fields, right?
Yeah. Fields has got to come off. He took a real wallop there at the, I mean, Roberts is a tough guy to bring down. And he looked like he took a shot making that tackle.
Yeah, and Keaton Fields, too. He's one of the top prospects in the class of 2028. 6'3", 180-pound sophomore. He's already got a few offers, Arizona, Vandy, Colorado State. He's going to have over 20 when it's all said and done. But, yeah, you got to go check on him on the sideline. That was pretty big contact on Noah Roberts.
Yeah, Roberts goes 205, and you can see Fields now walking off. He's at 180. Well, it was a great defensive play, a tackle for a loss by Fields. And he's been a pretty critical player in the secondary. 2 interceptions on the year as well for Hamilton. But now you've lost 2 key players in quick succession, both sophomores, key sophomore contributors, Fields and Rayner.
Yeah, and Fields, too. I mean, he shows you his versatility at corner. He came up, that was his 5th tackle for loss on the year. So, you know, he's a corner that's not afraid of contact and can make plays in the backfield.
Loss of 4 yards makes it 2nd and 14. Now is Rodgers going to have to throw. He's going to fake the toss. He's going to look down the field. He's going to step up. Here comes the pressure and a sack by Hamilton. This time it was Connor Strand back at the 49-yard line.
And that's just tough, you know. Jake Rodgers just took too much time in the pocket, was looking downfield, and Hamilton's defense able to get to him.
2nd sack of the game for Hamilton. They now have 30 on the year.
Yeah, you just got to know as a quarterback, you got to have a clock you're counting down. That's just too much time to hold the ball in the pocket.
Well, now you have to take to the air. 3rd and 18. Rodgers with an empty backfield. He's going to throw far side. That pass is caught, and great pursuit by the secondary. As that time, Kingston Spivey, the tackle on the far side, and now you have another player down for Hamilton.
Yeah, Nico Jandrew, 3-star Oklahoma commit.
Boy, Hamilton's getting some defensive stops as that pass play gets Basha back to the original line of scrimmage at the 41-yard line, but they've lost 3 defenders on this drive by the Bears.
And Jandreau, man, he's a stud, 6 foot, 205 pounds. He's got his brother Bo Jandreau as well, who has not played this year because of an injury. So, but yeah, that'd be another big loss for Hamilton's defense, who's had 3 guys go down here in the last 3 or 4 plays.
Looks like they're stretching him out as well.
Yeah. Nice job by Kingston Spivey, though, coming up with that tackle. He just committed to New Mexico earlier this month.
Well, you've had Jandreau go down. You had Rayner with an injury. Fields. And it's 4th down and about 10, so maybe 11. Now they're going to spot at 10 at the 41-yard line. And I don't know if that Gatorade's going to get into Jandreau's system quickly enough.
Get him some mustard. Get him some pickle juice.
That's right.
You could see him rocking the Oklahoma head cap. Going to be a Sooner next year. Him and his brother.
Boy, once you start cramping in a game like this, it's difficult.
Right there, standing over.
He's checking things out too.
And you know, speaking of injuries, though, I mean, hopefully for Basha, it's nice to see him kind of get up and able to. Just can't really move that right leg, cramping up on him. But you got to hope that Brody Veer's injury isn't something that's season-ending.
Yeah,
because he's a key piece to the success of this offense. He's really the guy that gives this offense a strong passing attack to go with that great running game. Looks like the offense coming back on the field, going to go for this one on 4th and 10.
Yeah, Coach McDonald thinking we need, given how well Hamilton can move the football and their explosiveness offensively, you got to match them. So going for it here on 4th and 10 are the Bears. Rogers with a back in the backfield. He's going to sprint out left. Looking, sets his feet, throws, out route, a little bit behind his target, incomplete. And once again, the play from Connor Strand. This time defensively on the pass defense after getting a sack earlier in the possession.
Yeah, looking for Jaden Burrell there and just a little too far behind him, couldn't make the catch.
He had the right read. I mean, that's a good spot and a good guy to go to there, but Strand makes a nice play, and so a turnover on downs will give Hamilton the football back with 7:49 to go in the 3rd quarter, and they have it at their own 41-yard line.
Yeah, I mean, I get it going forward on 4th and 10 there. You got to find ways to get points on the scoreboard, but if you get a punt there and you get it inside the 10, inside the 5, you could put a little pressure on that Hamilton offense, but you know, you could see it either way, going forward or punting that.
Brown in the backfield with Scully. Hamilton smelling blood in the water. They're already up by 16. Scully on 1st down. He's going to sprint out left, set his feet, throw back across his body into triple coverage, and we got a penalty marker down the play as well. That was a heat check.
Yeah. Yes. I'm guessing this one's probably going to come back either a holding or ineligible downfield.
Got a hold that's going to go against Hamilton. That's their first penalty of the 2nd half. They had 5 in the 1st half for 55 yards.
Yeah, I mean, their offensive line has done a tremendous job with Richie Dexter and Rex Waterman, the 2 tackles. They've really given Scully plenty of time to find Roy Oliver and Roman Oliver and Montana Duncan, along with the tight end, Billy Davis.
Scully now on 1st and 20. We'll put a tight end in motion and hand it off to Brown running left. Brown across the 30-yard line, out near the 35. He's going to make up 4 yards of the penalty, and that'll make it 2nd down and 16.
Yeah, if you're this Basha defense, you got to find a way to try and create a turnover and kind of give a spark to your offense.
You're only down by 2 scores.
Yeah,
if you can force a punt here.
We still got plenty of time. I mean, there's just over 7 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. So, you know, stop here or a turnover would go a long way for the Bears.
Scully on 2nd down. Press coverage everywhere. Scully looking to throw. He's going to dodge a tackler and hit Oliver. Oliver will be forced out of bounds at the 44-yard line. He needs to get to the Basha 49 to get the 1st down.
I love Jack Scully's just pocket awareness. He knew the pocket was collapsing there and made a nice throw to Roy Oliver to set up a 3rd and manageable.
3rd down and 7.
This is where you want, you know, a Dante Bruley or Eli Kramer Cronin to come up with a big play for your defense.
Yeah, Bruley's got to make his presence known out on the field. Scully takes a snap. Looking left. Pressure coming. He escapes the pocket, picks up the 1st down, and will slide down at the Bears 45.
Just great job by Scully again, showing off that pocket presence. Knew there was a couple guys coming in, and he kind of made the 2 defenders take each other out as he picks up the 1st down with his legs. Yeah, just a good job, Scully, keeping his eyes downfield and gets outside the pocket, and a lot of green grass for the first down. We've seen him pick up first downs with his legs quite a bit tonight.
The secondary has to respect the deep ball, and that leaves you a lot of room if you can get past the line of scrimmage. Brown on the carry, running right. He's going to dive forward and get to the 40-yard line, maybe the 39. It's a gain of 5 yards. Just shy of the 40. Hamilton taking a little bit of time here as we come down to the midpoint of the third quarter. Tight end moves left. And Scully's going to step up to the line of scrimmage. He's still got 10 on the play clock. Receiver to the far side, Montana Duncan. The Oliver brothers to the near side. That puts the fear of everything in you as a defensive back. Brown's going to get the carry running left. He's going to break one tackle and will be stopped at the 39-yard line.
Yeah, you know, we've been saying this a lot, but these are the type of situations where you want Bruley to come up with a play. He's been getting pressure on the quarterback a lot this year with 10.5 sacks, 21 tackles for loss. You're hoping, if you're Chris McDonald here, your 6'3", 230-pound edge rusher committed to Wyoming can make a play for this defense.
Another third down opportunity for this Basha D to get a stop. Davis in motion to the left-hand side. Play action. And a throw underneath, and a nice read defensively by this Basha defense is coming up and putting a little pressure on the quarterback. That time was Kramer Cronin.
Yeah, he's had a huge night tonight. He's been the one spark on defense, the 6'1", 210-pound senior linebacker. And Hamilton bringing out the punting unit here. I thought maybe, you know, 4th and 5 at the opponent's 40, but you're up 28-12. You want to force the backup quarterback to go 90-plus yards on a drive.
Davis hoping for a slightly better snap from his long snapper this time around, and it'll be right in the chest. Fair catch is called for and will be grabbed inside the 10-yard line. So a nice punt there by Davis. Second time that Hamilton has had the punt team on in the game, though they were able to, with the penalty last time, convert the next play for a touchdown. Here, the punt is going to give, like you just said, Zach, a long field in front of Rogers in the offense.
Yeah, you want to keep the pressure on the junior quarterback here. You know, I love the job, you know, Travis Dixon has done since taking over this Hamilton program. This is probably the best team they've had since Nico Markiel's senior year back in 2021. They ended up losing in the Open Division semifinals. That was their only loss of the season. They beat Bishop Gorman that year. But this Hamilton team, man, seeing them live, this is a good bunch. And they're all, a lot of guys that are sophomores as well.
Rogers dropped the snap, then just carried it himself and actually turned something that could have been a really big negative into a nice positive on first down as he gets beyond the 15-yard line.
That could have been bad, too. You know, you get a bad snap and maybe they jump on it, but then you force a second and long. Heads-up job by Rogers. Wanted to give it to Gaines, the running back, but able to pick up positive yardage.
Gain of 7. This time he gives a successful handoff to Gaines, who will pick up a first down across the 20 and finally tackled shy of the 25-yard line.
Yeah, there's still a lot of time in this game, and you know, you brought it up earlier. It's only a 2-score game with it being 28-12. Obviously, you're going to need a couple of 2-point conversions, but this is a big drive for Basha. They got to at least walk away with the field goal, but most likely need a touchdown.
And if they can stay out of penalty situations, they can continue with the run game. 2 running plays, and that's a first down for the Bears. Gaines going to get the carry again. He's running left. He is going to be stopped. Oh, wait, did he lose the football? It's picked up by Hamilton, and Hamilton's heading to the end zone, but I think the ground caused that as Gaines was dropped on his keister, and that's when the ball popped out.
It's hard to hear the whistle at first, too, but then you saw one of the officials running down and blowing his whistle, pointing at the ground. So
Kingston Spivey was trying to sell that and end up in the end zone, but instead the ball will be marked. Let's see, the officials are going to put it at the 28-yard line, so gain of 4.
He was easy call for the officials there. He was down easily.
But right play by Spivey. I mean, anytime you see a loose football, you jump on it and head the other way. Second down and 6.
Yeah, if you're the Bears here, you got to find a way to get Roberts in open space, or your junior wide receiver, Jaden Baldwin. Those are two of your best playmakers on offense. You got to find a way to get an explosive play.
Roberts in the game at running back. Rogers going to roll out, and he's going to be sacked. Third sack of the game for Hamilton. This time it goes to LeBlanc.
Yeah, LeBlanc, he's been doing that all year.
That's his second sack of the game.
Yeah, that puts him in double digits now with 10.5. Yeah, just no chance for Rogers to get away from Derek LeBlanc Jr.
The ball now back to the 21-yard line. You know, this is a 2-score game, only 16 points separating the two teams, Zach, but it feels like more right now.
Oh, 100%. You know, especially with Brody Veers going down, that just kind of, you know, that put your offense in a tough spot.
Rogers with a 4-receiver package in there on 3rd and about 14. He's going to throw left, and he's going to underthrow his receiver. Maybe someone ran the wrong route. Nobody was on the same page there. Baldwin was the target. Or excuse me, that was intended for Brock, and that'll make it 4th down.
Yeah, that just kind of looked like a little bit of miscommunication. Cash Brock kind of stopped on the route, and Rogers thought he's going to keep running.
Clayton Cooper now on to punt. And the ever dangerous Roy Oliver III stands at his 40-yard line. Cooper gets the kick away, almost blocked. Oliver is going to have a chance at this. He grabs it at the 32-yard line. Across the 40, and this time the special teams will make a play for the Bears at the 45. That'll be a return of 13 yards.
It's funny, every time he gets his hands on the ball, I'm like, hey, he's got a chance to score here. He's one of the best playmakers in the entire country, regardless of class.
You know, there's certain guys, when you know they have a chance to get the ball, that's not the time to go get a hot dog. Anytime Devin Hester came on the field for the Bears is one in particular that I can think of, and punt and kick return. And
Devin Hester, a teammate of Lance Briggs with the Bears.
Deion Sanders, obviously, fell into that category. And right now,
Dante Hall with the Chiefs.
That's right. If you are in the state of Arizona, it's Roy Oliver III. Scully with his team up by a couple of scores, looking to add to that total on 1st down. He's going to give it to Brown, and great pursuit by the Basha defense. They will tackle him well behind the line of scrimmage, and a penalty marker at the point of the tackle.
I think we might get a face mask here on Basha, which is going to be a huge blow after that big tackle for loss.
If that's the case, Zach, that'd be the second time they would have benefited off a play, and then because of a penalty, it would go the other way.
Oh,
Bob Shreves.
No. Okay. Yeah. So it was a face.
Maybe it was on Brown. Maybe. Yeah. Brown was maybe grabbing when somebody was trying to tackle him when he was getting the stiff arm going there.
That's tough. I mean,
right there.
Yeah.
Oh, and then he kind of carried it with him.
Yeah.
And then tossed him. Yeah, that's a good call.
That's a tough call, because I mean, you either want 2nd and 15, which I get, or 1st and 25.
E.J. Washington's head was taken for a little bit of a ride there.
Yeah, that was a 5-yard face mask.
Second and
gone for 15, obviously.
2nd and 15, and here's Scully running, and Scully is going to be close to a 1st down at the 45-yard line. It was 2nd down and 15 after Basha declined the penalty, and Scully's going to get 14 of those 15 yards and make it 3rd and 1.
He's done a tremendous job tonight, making plays with his feet. Impressed with Jack Scully.
The decision making.
Yeah.
When to run, when not to run.
I mean, he does not play like a sophomore.
No.
He came into tonight as the state's leading passer, but also showing he can make plays with his feet.
Handoff, running play, Roebuck, the 1st down and more inside the 40, down around the 38-yard line, as Hamilton now has their 11th 1st down of the game.
Roebuck, another talented sophomore for Travis Dixon. This is going to be a tough team to deal with here for the next 2+ years.
Caden Smith with the tackle for the Bears, who
And really, I mean, you look at Hamilton, this is a program, they've won 7 state titles, but the last one was in 2012. This year's team looks like they're going to have a good chance to compete for that 8th state title in first in 13 years.
Oliver is going to motion out of the backfield. They're looking for him, then they're going to throw underneath and hit their tight end again. And the ball comes free, and there's a turnover.
That's exactly what Basha needed to come up with a big play on defense. Nice job by Caden Williams, the safety, to jump on it.
Huge recovery for Williams, and we'll see who made the tackle on the tight end, Davis. Yep. Oh, punching it out of there was
Cronin, man.
Kramer Cronin, yep. Boy, that is a incredible play, a necessary play that Basha's defense needed to make because Hamilton was rolling. And now can the offense build on that with still 1:19 to go in the 3rd quarter?
Yeah, that was a huge play by the senior linebacker. I mean, that was textbook. Punched right on the ball.
On 1st down, that carry. Going to be a nice positive gain on 1st down as we take a look at Kramer Cronin again.
And I mean, just the year he had last year with 193 tackles, 21.5 tackles for loss, 9 sacks. And he's doing it again this year. A little banged up this year, but he's fully healthy now and leading the way for this Bears defense that's came into tonight only allowing 11 points per game.
2nd down and 6 after a gain of 4 on 1st down. This is the best starting field position Basha has had in the game at their own 35-yard line. Here's a connection to the outside and spun around and tossed out of bounds as Cash Brock. Very close to a late hit there, but it will be a 1st down nonetheless out to the 47-yard line. That is 1st down number 13 for the Bears in the game.
Yeah, and if Basha is going to want to get back into this one, they're going to need Jake Rogers to make some throws just like that one to pick up 1st downs.
That's got to build some confidence for the quarterback. Yeah, those out routes are not easy to throw. That ball has to travel a long way. Here's a blitz coming from Hamilton, picked up, but now the pressure is going to get to the quarterback. 4 sacks for Hamilton now.
Yeah, it looked like LeBlanc was back there and Justin Vogt as well. And that's just, you know, that's tough on Rogers, but you got to know there's guys coming. You got to find a way, a hot read, or at least throw the ball away because you don't want to have these 2nd and long, 3rd and long situations.
It will be 2nd down at the 41-yard line as we're coming down to 10 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter. Rogers with the scoreboard in front of him is going to get a snap off before the end of the quarter. He's going to look left, throw left, high pass, and off the fingertips of his receiver. That ball came in at about 95 miles an hour as Rogers wanted to make sure he had mustard on that, but Brock couldn't hold it, and that'll make it a 3rd down with exactly 1 second left.
Yeah, that was just, you know, that sack really just puts you in a tough spot, and now you got 3rd and about 16.
Now the 1st down would be at the Hamilton 43, the ball at the Basha 41. Rogers on 3rd down. Long look at the sideline. You don't have to use a timeout here, but he's got 3 on the clock. He's got 2. He's got to get this off quickly. He does just in time. Rogers with time. Throws down the middle, and that will be incomplete. He was looking for Baldwin, and Basha's offense looking for answers as we move to the 4th quarter. 28-12 the score as Hamilton adds a touchdown. Basha trying to get back on the board. 4th quarter coming up next.
The MaxPreps Game of the Week is brought to you by GoFan, the leading ticketing solution for high schools. Skip the line and get your tickets instantly on the GoFan app. And by the NFHS Network. Watch your favorite teams live and on demand with the largest broadcast network for high school sports.
Hey guys, super busy sidelines up and down everywhere tonight. A lot of people on the sideline, including ASU coach Kenny Dillingham. He's been walking up and down the sidelines, talking to a lot of people, a lot of fans. What's great about him is he played high school football here in Arizona at Chaparral High School, stayed on there, coached, and then worked his way all the way up to now the head coach of ASU. So he has Arizona blood in him from the time he played high school football to now what he's doing at the college level. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Steve. Probably has a lot of appreciation for what he's watching out here tonight as well as he's looking for players. We've got a penalty marker down. We've got a punt away, and let's see what the call is here.
I don't know, was his...
Is his knee down? Was it? But the punter's knee might have been down.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. Yep, there you go.
Good call.
Great shot.
Wow.
I mean, I saw Hamilton celebrating. I'm like, nobody gets that enthusiastic about a 5-yard false start.
That's exactly what I was. Wow. And hey, good. You know, luckily for Steve, he didn't have to interview Kenny Dillingham. He might have walked away from the interview like he did last week in Arizona State's big win. Handing Texas Tech their first loss of the year. But Kenny Dillingham, man, he's a great coach, young. He's doing a tremendous job with Arizona State. Had them in the playoff last year. He's one of the brightest young coaches in college football.
It really looks like the players resonate with him as well.
Yeah.
As on first down, best field position for Hamilton in the game. They're going across the middle, and another huge play by Basha, as it's going to be Kramer Cronin with the interception, and he's going to take it back to the 40-yard line. And now can the offense build on this, the second turnover of the game?
Wow. I mean, the senior linebacker's really trying to put this team on his back. I mean, that's back-to-back plays against Hamilton's offense. He's forced the turnover, punched it out with a fumble, and just a great job reading Scully's eyes. He's a complete package at linebacker, man. He's good in coverage, can make plays at the line of scrimmage, and a nice return there. He knew hey, I might have to return this for a touchdown, the way the offense has been moving the ball, but great job by the senior linebacker.
Well, this defense is coming up. They are getting stops. The last 3 possessions for Hamilton have resulted in a punt, a fumble, and now an interception. Looks like there was a penalty on the return.
Yeah.
So Basha, instead of having the ball at their own 40, on the penalty, they'll have it back at the 15-yard line. But still, they keep Hamilton out of the end zone.
Yeah.
So now the offense has to convert.
Yeah, I mean, you just got to put trust in your junior quarterback, Jake Rogers here. Maybe you go backs protect because he just really hasn't had time to find any receivers down the field.
Kramer Cronin trying to do everything he can to keep his team in the game. Here's Gaines on first down. Gaines, a big gain across the 25 out to the 28-yard line. A first down for the Bears. A lot of time left in this game. Everyone's got their full complement of timeouts.
I mean, if Basha can just drive down, get a touchdown, and you get that 2-point conversion, you can cut it to a 1-score game. But you kind of put that pressure on Hamilton. They haven't really felt it this year. They've been in a lot of blowout games where, Basha, on the other hand, they've been in a close game in that 30-24 win against Olu.
Here is Gaines on first down, and this time he will be stopped at the line of scrimmage, making it second down and 10.
Yeah, this is really what is really, kind of hurt Jake Rogers is when they get these second and third long situations. You got to find a way to get Jaden Baldwin a chance in the open field. He's one of the most elusive wide receivers in the Grand Canyon State.
Rogers is going to throw underneath. That pass is going to be caught. He finds Baldwin, not in open space, Zack, but at least he connects with the receiver at the 34-yard line, making it third down and 4 after a 6-yard gain.
Yeah, this is what you want. You want these third and manageable situations. Third and long has not gone well for Jake Rogers, but you get it 3rd and 4, you can get a hot read here, get rid of the ball quick.
Running game could still be in play here as well.
Yeah.
This offensive line pretty big. They're going to throw. 3rd and 4 out of the backfield. Nice block upfield by Roberts, and a big gain for Brock. Brock has got the first down, the ball in Hamilton territory. Boy, Noah Roberts motions out of the backfield and really set that up perfectly and freed his wide receiver to get a good chunk of yardage.
And that's what makes Roberts so special. I mean, he checks all the boxes,
right there.
And, he's blocking a 3-star Oklahoma commit as well.
And he timed it perfectly. If he blocks early, that's a penalty on him. He timed it up exactly right.
He really is the complete package.
Nice connection by Rogers. Handoff. Roberts going to bounce to the outside, and good pursuit here by LeBlanc, who, much like his counterpart on the other side of the field, Kramer Cronin, who's trying to do everything he can to keep his team in the game. LeBlanc has had a couple of sacks here in the second half, and 2.5 sacks for the game, and now a tackle for a loss at the midfield marker.
Yeah, he's been the best player on defense for Hamilton tonight, and he's really been the best player on defense for the Huskies all year.
2nd down and 12. Rogers looking to throw. Steps up in the pocket. Now he's going to run. He needs to get to the 40. He does. He ends up out of bounds. Chris McDonald holds his breath as he almost absorbs contact. That was about where Veers got hit in the shoulder, and now he's out of the game. So you don't want to go down to the 3rd string if you need to. That might be Barry Adams, who's listed there, the junior at tight end and quarterback.
That's a great job by Rogers. His problem so far in the second half has really been he stayed in the pocket a little too long. That time he knew he didn't have that much time. No receiver was open, so do it with your legs and pick up the 1st down.
Casey Allen Jr. with the tackle there.
Yep, false start.
And now movement from the Bears, and another penalty in the first half of play. Basha had just 1 penalty, Zach, for 5 yards. Here in the second half now, they have 5 penalties for 40.
Yeah, you've seen, you got a different quarterback in, so the cadence a little different. Then obviously you had that huge roughing the punter penalty. That was the biggest one against the Bears.
The ball now at the Hamilton 43-yard line after the 5-yard penalty. 1st and 15. 9:10 to play. Basha hunting for their first points here in the second half. Man in motion to the far side of the field. Rogers looking to throw. He's throwing to that side. He's got a man open. That pass is caught by Baldwin. Baldwin inside the 35-yard line.
Yeah, Rogers has made a couple of nice throws on this drive. That was not the easiest pass. Baldwin, good job to create some space.
Spivey comes up limping after the play as well. Well, that's a great catch by Baldwin.
And that's all you got to do if you're Rogers, man. Just give these guys an opportunity. Cash Brock and Jaden Baldwin, 2 legit wide receivers.
We have an official's timeout. So maybe we had, and Baldwin came out limping as well. So it's an injury timeout. He's going to come off the field, jogging off the field. Boy, a lot of players getting nicked up here tonight.
And, these are 2 of the more physical teams in the state.
Yeah, nobody holds back on their tackles.
No. And it's a, huge game because, if Hamilton holds on for this win, you're going to see them jump in the MaxPreps top 25 next week. It would be the first time they're ranked since 2021.
Handoff, and once again pursuit by LeBlanc. Another tackle for a loss. This kid is everywhere right now. He has taken up residence in the backfield of the Basha offense.
Yeah, you got a lot of college coaches here tonight, and 58's been jumping out for sure. Just a great job getting in the backfield and taking down Noah Roberts.
3rd down and 8 for the Bears. Roberts is quick enough to get to the corner. He's just not been able to do it. As here's a pass that's going to go off the fingertips of Jaden Burrell. And that will make it 4th down, and you got to go for it here if you're the Bears.
Yeah.
You forced 2 turnovers. You've got to convert something into points, and on a 4th and 8, it's going to be difficult here, but it's going to rest on the arm of Jake Rogers.
And even more difficult, too, with Jaden Baldwin still on the sideline. Him and Cash Brock have been your top 2 wide receivers.
Maybe Christian Diaz will be targeted this time. He's the lone receiver to the far side of the field. Roberts is in the backfield. He can catch passes out of the backfield. Rogers steps up. He's looking for Diaz. He's going to short hop him. Roberts was open and was hoping to get the ball. He would have been about 5 yards shy of a 1st down, but maybe some yards after the catch. But Rogers goes further down the field and a turnover on downs for the Bears.
Yeah, nice job by Dylan Linder to get in the backfield and kind of make Rogers throw it a little too early. We got a big one coming next week in Fort Lauderdale. Chaminade Madonna, led by Derek Cooper, a 5-star running back committed to Texas. And St. Thomas Aquinas, they got a bunch of dudes, but Julius Jones is one that brings that sauce. He's one of the best wide receivers in the country.
There you go, right there. 8-1, 7-1. Look at those rushing yards and passing yards. Boy, talk about it. Two teams that are evenly matched. We will have that game for you next week. The MaxPreps Game of the Week on MaxPreps.com, on the NFHS Network, and on our MaxPreps YouTube channel. As Hamilton taking over, and they're going to start in the run game, as this is going to be a hard-fought battle for a couple of yards. This drive starting at the 36-yard line of Hamilton. And really here for Hamilton, I think the Huskies have got to be happy that they've turned the ball over twice and they've been able to hold up Basha's offense, keeping him out of the end zone or keeping him off the scoreboard in general here in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, Brody Beer's going down, not returning for the second half. That was
it's really changed the tenor.
Yeah, big injury, and you know, those are the tough ones for coaches too, because you can't really have all week to kind of get your backup quarterback ready to take over, especially in a huge game like this against undefeated team.
Scully going to hand it off. Roebuck running left. He's going to cross the 40 and carry a couple of defenders to the 43-yard line.
But if you're Basha's defense here, you got to find a way to get a 3 and out. You still give your offense hope to maybe put something together.
Opportunities. You just got to keep giving them opportunities.
Yeah.
That's your job defensively.
Yeah, Eli Kramer Cronin, so trying.
Yep.
Forced fumble, had the interception.
3rd down and 4.
But yeah, if you're Basha's defense here, I mean, you got to find a way to get Hamilton's offense off the field and get the ball back to your offense.
I don't think Scully should be in any rush. He's got 25 on the play clock.
Yeah.
They're taking their sweet time, are the Huskies. Down to 12.
You should never be hiking the ball until at least gets under 5.
Man in motion. That's Oliver. He's going to motion back out of the backfield. Scully going to roll right. Pressure coming. Scully is sacked.
Dante Bruley making a play.
There he is. Bruley, who's probably a little bit of finally in his body posture after that sack, gets one there. And a big stop once again for this Basha defense.
Yeah, just a good job getting in the backfield. Yeah, I mean, I would expect Basha to bring the house here and try and block a punt, or, you know, for them, hope this one goes over the head again of the tight end doing the punting here.
Davis has had an interesting evening. He scored a touchdown. He's had a fumble. He saved a punt attempt that ended up giving Hamilton their 4th touchdown of the game. Now we've got a timeout out there. This is a big punt return, too, for Basha. I mean, you know, one special teams play.
Yeah.
If they get a touchdown and can get this to a 1-score game inside of 4 minutes to play, then this is a whole new ball game going into the last few minutes.
And they still got all 3 timeouts as well. I mean, there's a good chance, too, we'll see these 2 teams at some point play again in the Arizona Open Division playoffs. I kind of wish every state had their playoffs the way Arizona does it, where you put the top 8 teams in the entire state in the same playoff bracket. You see some states do that, but not every state. But Arizona Open Division playoffs is one of my favorite playoff brackets going into the postseason, and you know, had some great programs. Liberty, the back-to-back Open Division state champs. Basha won it, Saguaro's won it, and then obviously Chandler.
And those games usually draw really well, too, over at Arizona State.
Yeah,
good crowds.
Yeah, a few years ago with Devin Dampier with Saguaro.
Snap, Davis, kick, almost blocked, and we got a penalty marker down, and this is going to be returnable inside the 19-yard line. Good move heading up the field is Caden Williams. He is going to be run out of bounds near midfield. We got 2 penalty markers down now, one at the spot where Davis kicked the football away, and then another further down the field.
Yeah, if this is on Hamilton for holding, that could really help out Basha, and that would nullify the personal foul, roughing the punter.
Yeah, you've got, once an official's lost his hat, that means he's thrown 2 flags on the play.
Yeah. I mean, it's obvious roughing the punter again.
Yeah, Zach, I looked to my right as that happened. I just saw you shaking your head like that's the second time. I know what they're trying to do, be aggressive and get the punt block. But boy, that does not help your cause. Now the official's trying to sort this all out.
Yeah, there must be a lot of hats.
Yeah. I mean, what happens if they've done the flag and then the hat after that? I mean, you take the shirt off and throw it there? I hope you're wearing an undershirt.
I hope not. I mean, obviously, you know there's a roughing the punter penalty.
Yeah, this is an easy call.
He took a pretty big shot there.
There's the hat toss. There must have been something else after the first one.
So,
all right, here we go. Bob Shreves has regained his headwear. We got running into the kicker against Hamilton.
I can't believe they called that running into the kicker.
They got him high and low.
So, it was 4th and 14.
It feels like there was a lot more that went on there that went beyond just the 1 5-yard penalty. So there's 1 penalty declined against Basha. Then you've got a dead ball personal foul against Hamilton.
Or against Basha, I believe.
Well, he pointed in, or sorry, Basha's direction. That's right. You got that right, Zach. So they had the, so maybe offsetting penalties and then the 15-yarder.
Wow, a lot going on there. I still can't believe they called that running into the kicker. But yeah, just huge. Another big penalty on Basha's defense. They get a stop, and now you give Hamilton a free first down, 5:36 left on the clock.
Boy, that just drives you nuts as a coach, right? Yeah. I mean, you have a situation where offsetting penalties are going to give you the football, and then it's a penalty after the play is over. It's a handoff on first down. That's Brown, who's going to take it across midfield.
Yeah, Basha using their timeouts. They call their first of 3 after that stop. Yeah, that's... I mean, you're kind of glad when you have these penalties in the regular season matchup as opposed to in the playoffs, but a couple of huge penalties on special teams for Basha and Chris McDonald.
Here are those past matchups going all the way back to 2012, and you can see that Basha controlling it recently. Hamilton went on quite a run between 2012 and 2017.
Yeah, Hamilton really dominated this series, and as of late, Basha's kind of taking control of it. And really, it started when Chris McDonald took over in 2018. They've won 4 of the 5 matchups. And, you know, look at the one in 2023, 45-44 double overtime. That was Damon Williams' senior year. He threw for 289 yards, had 3 touchdowns. He also ran for 2 scores in that 45-44 win. Noah Roberts was a freshman in that game, too. He had 82 yards on only 4 carries and had a touchdown. So he's been making plays at Basha since he was a freshman.
2nd down and 6 for Hamilton. Basha now with 2 timeouts remaining. This is Brown again, as Hamilton will keep it on the ground, and he will get to the Basha 45-yard line, and the Bears will use their 2nd timeout. And they need to get this stop here on 3rd down and force and get another timeout if they're going to have this strategy work.
Yeah, I've been impressed with this offensive line for Hamilton as well. And, you know, you got to give a shout out to Mark Tucker. This is a guy, you know, he's been with Hamilton pretty much from the start. And, you know, you look at his background, Jeff, this dude actually competed on American Gladiator. So he's been doing a lot. He was also a fireman, too. Mark Tucker's really done it all. He also played in the NFL for a little bit.
Do you have his American Gladiator name?
I can't remember what it was.
Okay.
Somebody tell us on Twitter what it was.
Yeah.
But he's been through it all. And, you know, he played in the Arena League. He actually beat Kurt Warner in the, I don't know, their Super Bowl version of the Arena League, whatever you call that.
Okay.
So he's been through it all, but he's really the key piece for this, you know, foundation here at Hamilton. And, you know, Xavier Suafilo doing a great job helping him coach on the offensive line as well.
3rd down and 2. Up the middle, Roebuck is going to be upended. I don't think he got there. He got a yard. Wow. 4th down and 1, and the final timeout being called by the Bears with 5:10 on the clock.
I mean, at the end of the day, if you're Hamilton here, you at least bring the offense or keep the offense on the field. Try and at least draw them off sides. You can take a delay game penalty and you're still can punt, or you go for it, you get the 1st down. You can pretty much get the clock down to under 3 minutes and it's ball game.
I think Travis Dixon has to channel his inner Dan Campbell and go for it here with given his offensive line and given how well his defense is playing.
Yep.
I think the situation calls for it. You go for it here.
I go for it too. Yeah, for sure.
If you don't get it, then you've got Basha with about 56 yards to go for a score, but you've held him scoreless throughout the second half. Is a little bit of, is this hot potato? Where we go? Oh, I think we know where. It's one of those elimination games. Stick all your feet again, bubble gum in the dish.
There it is.
How many? Oh, they're doing this. Oh, there you go.
You're out, Barth.
Barth just got called out.
I thought he was going to get a personal foul and throw the football at one of them.
I know, seriously.
I guess they let him keep playing, though.
It's hot potato. Here is not a game of hot potato. It's just shove the potato, and Hamilton's got the 1st down.
Yeah, a little tush-push action, 1st down for Hamilton. I tell you what, I mean, I don't want to give it away, but Roy Oliver's looking like a slam dunk for player of the game. But Jack Scully, he's having himself a night as well. This is one of the best sophomore connections. We saw a great one earlier this year with Jaden Wade and Eric McFarland at IMG Academy. But, you know, Jack Scully and Roy Oliver III are in the discussion as well.
Scully with 3 touchdown passes tonight, and his decision-making has been pretty good. He's got that 1 interception. I think you start connecting as here's another running play, and the clock continues to wind here in the 4th quarter. You start connecting with Oliver. He makes all the catches. Wherever you put the ball, you're connecting with the other receivers. I think Scully was a little bit like, I feel like I can throw the ball anywhere and somebody's going to catch it. And I think Kramer Cronin disavowed him of that notion a little bit, but he has, for the most part, done a nice job picking the right moments to run the football and get a 1st down, avoid pressure. Just been sacked once in this game against a team coming in that had 36.5 sacks coming into the game.
All right, Kurtz, trivia time to get an offsides on Basha. How many yards do you think Roy Oliver III has tonight?
I'm going to go with 225.
Ooh, close. Subtract 15 from that.
210?
210.
Okay.
Right now he's at 7 for 210, 2 touchdowns. Currently leads the nation with 25 touchdown receptions this year. And he's 4 away from breaking the state record for most in a single season. John Henderson, Yuma Catholic in 2018, 29 touchdown grabs.
And Scully now with 38 touchdown passes on the year. They still have 2 more regular season games before they even get to the playoffs.
Yep.
I mean, it's conceivable that Scully will throw for another 6 to 8 touchdown passes in the next 2 games.
That game on November 7th, that's the best rivalry in Arizona, in my opinion. Hamilton and Chandler.
That'll be a good one. Here's a handoff. Roebuck running it inside the 30, picking up another 1st down. That will stop the clock temporarily while they move the chains.
Chandler having a great season as well. I mean, their only loss was down to Cathedral Catholic in San Diego. Outside of that, their record's been perfect.
Well, Hamilton just a little over 3 minutes away from moving to 8-0 on the year.
Yeah, and you look at Bash on the other hand, too. They play Mesa next week. Mesa got a lot better in the last few weeks because a lot of the Bishop Montgomery kids ended up transferring to Mesa, so that gets them kind of back in the mix.
Roebuck is going to slip near the line of scrimmage as a good push up front by the defensive line limits that gain to just a few.
And Mesa still, they haven't lost a game since those kids from Bishop Montgomery were granted eligibility.
Now, all those guys moving over from Bishop Montgomery, what was it, 15 players, 20 players or something?
There was a lot that kind of spread out. I know there were 4 key ones that transferred over to Mesa. But, I mean, especially, too, if, you know, Brody Veers can't go next week, that game becomes a little more interesting against Mesa.
It'll be a week of practice. It'll be really crucial for Basha this week if Rogers is at the helm, just to get him up to speed, make sure he's ready to be QB1 here. As Roebuck running right, and he will take it down around the 25, maybe the 24-yard line. Well, last week we had the #1 team in the state of Oregon on the road at the #2 team, and #1 West Lynn held serve and won that matchup. Tonight, #2 on the road at #1, and #2 is going to win this game and leap to the #1 team in the state.
Yeah, you know, just shout out to Travis Dixon. He's doing a tremendous job. He's got Hamilton back on the right track, and they're going to have a chance to win their 8th state title. And, you know, he was the quarterback of their first 2. Went on to UNLV, played quarterback his first year there, then transitioned to safety.
On 3rd down, that's a short dive play to the left-hand side. No gain. I'll make it 4th down, and maybe we'll see Olsen here for a field goal, or is...
I think they'll just go for it.
Yeah, they may just, I think so.
It'll probably just be a run, too. They're fine. Turnover on downs.
Well, credit the Hamilton defense. I mean, certainly Rogers coming into the game played a big role in how the second half has gone. Basha unable to score here in the second half, but Hamilton coming into the game giving up 14.8 points a game, and they're going to hold Basha well below their scoring average. The Bears coming in scoring 42 a game, and Hamilton's going to keep it under how many they're giving up. They give up 14.8 tonight, 12.
Yeah, and you know, you look at Hamilton too, where Basha, the only time they gave up more than 14 points was that 30-24 win against Orange Lutheran. But Hamilton, I feel like Hamilton too, they could have scored some more points if they wanted to, but they were just kind of controlling the clock here in the 4th quarter.
Hamilton's going to take a timeout right before the play clock expires, and they're going to figure out what they want to do here.
And if I mean, Travis Dixon too, this is his best win since taking over as head coach. It's only been for a year plus, but you know, these are the type of wins that can help your program get to that next level. You're going to see Hamilton jump in the MaxPreps top 25 on Monday, so that's going to be a big moment for this program. I mean, they haven't been ranked since 2021.
You know, there are moments when a new coach takes over. Even one like Coach Dixon, who's an alumnus of the school, like you have a good track record for Hamilton earlier on. They're obviously a very good program, but anytime you have a change, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to continue to go that way and have that level of success. And there are always points along the way where you can point to and say, yeah, we're on our way, and this may be one of them for the Hamilton Huskies.
Yeah. You know, outside of 2021, I don't think Hamilton has really been a favorite to win the Open Division. But I think going in this year, I think a lot of people have Hamilton as the favorite.
With a young group at some key skill positions, one of them here, Roy Oliver III, is going to cut up field, and that's just going to burn some clock. He will be tackled at the 25-yard line, and that will be a turnover on downs, but Hamilton not concerned about that at all. They're leading it 28-12 with 43.1 left to play. And really, just I think the whole thing there is you make sure that Oliver isn't hurt on the jet sweep.
He's he'll be fine to get him, you know, a little ice bath. He's young. He recovers quick. But yeah, that's the last thing you want to see on the final play.
Yeah, I mean, might as well just take a knee.
Yeah.
You see that in the NFL too, like they'll run a dive play, and it's like, why would you hurt your main running back there when you're not planning on going more than 2 or 3 yards anyway?
Yeah.
Well, Coach Dixon fired up, trying to fire up the crowd that stayed for Hamilton on the far side for what is a signature win in the 2025 school year. Here is a pass underneath. Rogers going to connect with Diaz, who will pick up a first down. Out of timeouts are the Bears, but the clock will stop temporarily as Diaz is tackled at the 39-yard line. We'll see if Steve Montoya might be able to grab our player of the game, or perhaps the head coach for the winning team. Hamilton moments away from that. Roberts is going to step out of bounds and lose probably a yard or two on the play. That will stop the clock with 27.8 seconds left. I'll be back with Zack Poff for the post-game show, where we will unveil our player of the game, though it shouldn't be a huge surprise to anybody. if you've been watching the game even for a few moments, you will know who that is. But we will have that for you and invite you to stick around here on the MaxPreps Game of the Week post-game show coming up in just a few moments. Rodgers on 2nd down and 11. Building for next week. Pass to Diaz. He is going to make the catch shy of the first down. He is immediately hit by Xavion Brazil. And that'll make it 3rd and a couple.
But yeah, this will be a big practice week for Basha. If Brody Veers can't go, you get a chance to get your backup quarterback a little more time with the starters.
Roberts going to step out of bounds with a first down at midfield. That will stop the clock with 2 seconds left as Hamilton had dropped 6 defensive backs down around the 30-yard line for a last-minute Hail Mary. And we'll see if Rodgers will oblige.
I mean, there's another Rodgers that probably is the best Hail Mary quarterback in NFL history.
Yes. But this one is not going to get you 16 points. And Rodgers will just take a knee.
Smart move. I mean, there's no reason for it. Take a chance of an injury.
Hamilton is fired up. They've got themselves a 28-12 win over Basha. The number 2 team in the state takes out the number 18 team in the nation. What a win is Coach Dixon and McDonald exchanging greetings at midfield as the post game coming up in just a few moments here on the MaxPreps Game of the Week. Nice win for Hamilton. They're now 8-0 on the year. Basha falls to 7-1. We'll be back with a post game in just a few moments, folks. Please stay with us.
They score! Cross comes in!
He gone, folks. Look at him go. We're going to have to watch the clock.
Here. You try to make it every week, but sometimes life gets in the way. With the NFHS network, you can be there, catching those important moments live while on the go. And even if you're at the game, you're stuck behind your phone trying to record that one great moment you'll remember forever. With the NFHS network, live and on-demand games with highlights and game recaps will be ready for you to rewatch and share with friends and family. 30 sports across 50 states, 500,000 games. One way to get closer to the athlete who matters most, yours. NFHS network. Be in the stands wherever you are.
It's the MaxPreps Game of the Week post-game show. Travis Dixon getting congratulations from well-wishers down on the field. A big win for Hamilton tonight, 28-12 over Basha. Jeff Kurtz alongside Zack, Poff. Down on the sideline, Steve Montoya is hunting for our player of the game. We hope to have him soon, but I don't think we are necessarily spoiling the surprise, Zack, and saying that it's Roy Oliver III.
Yeah, 7 catches, 210 yards, 2 touchdowns, had a 59-yard punt return touchdown. You know, he came into this game with a big name, and he played better than you could even imagine.
I was looking forward to seeing him for the first time in person, and he lived up to all the billing.
Yeah, I mean, this really got it started for Hamilton, that 59-yard punt return touchdown. Jack Scully sure had a good game too, but this is what really makes Roy Oliver special. He turns this catch into a 90-yard touchdown. But yeah, I was impressed with Scully, man. Get outside the pocket and make some nice throws. That was the one that gave him the new single-season record for most receiving yards in the state of Arizona, and this touchdown was really the backbreaker for Basha.
Yeah, I had an opportunity this week to be on the sports talk show that one of our affiliates in Arizona, the Epic Sports Network, does here on the NFHS network. As a matter of fact, they have it every week. And I came on right after they talked to Roy Oliver and Coach Dixon, and I quickly thanked the guys, James Poovey leading the team there, for helping me with my game prep. And I think that one of the things I was most impressed by is how fired up I was after listening to Coach Dixon talk about the upcoming game and Roy Oliver as well. But they did a fantastic job. The coaching was outstanding, and then Oliver definitely delivered. And then credit as well goes to, of course, Jack Scully for 3 touchdown passes and just a lot of smart plays, moving the football around and selecting the right times to run with the football to avoid some pressure and pick up some key first downs for the Hamilton offense.
You also got to give credit to that defense. You know, Derek LeBlanc Jr. had a huge game. They held Basha to 12 points.
2.5 sacks for LeBlanc.
Yeah, that defensive unit really stepped up. And, you know, Hamilton's offense, this is a special team, man. It's crazy to think they've got a lot of very talented sophomores. So this is just the tip of the iceberg for Hamilton. This could be a team where we see go, you know, have a chance to compete for 3 straight Open Division state titles here in Arizona.
I mean, yeah, again, if you look at it, folks, Roy Oliver III, it's only his 2nd year in high school. Jack Scully, also a sophomore. Casey Allen Jr., defensive back, sophomore. Connor Strand, just a junior. A couple other sophomores, names we called quite a bit. Keaton Fields on defense. Mitchell Rayner on defense. These are some guys that, you know, they're, I mean, yeah, Derek LeBlanc, just a junior. I mean, this is a team that if they're formidable now, boy, over the next couple of years, it's going to be really interesting at Hamilton High School.
And on top of all of that, they've got the perfect head coach, Travis Dixon. He's building something special here at Hamilton. He was really the guy that had a huge part in building Hamilton and being that state powerhouse back when he was a player, a quarterback, won a state title his junior and senior season, and now he's doing it as a coach. I love what I'm seeing from this Hamilton program, and I think this is just kind of the start for them to, you know, get back to what they used to be when they were winning state titles just about every year.
Well, and they're missing some key guys. I mean, you know, you've got Bo Jandro, who's been out. He's a senior, and Nico Jandro, who got dinged up a little bit in this game. I'm seeing Skylar Cole there in the upper right-hand corner of your screen, a junior running back, 51 carries, 628 yards, 6 touchdowns. He didn't even play tonight. He's been holding a clipboard all evening and checking out everything that's going on, and that's just another guy that is a key piece. As you see, Oliver's back to us here, and Daniel Vida, who's the QB, backup quarterback and holder for the team as well. And then they've got a good kicking game in Preston Olson. I mean, he's got a good leg. He's put the ball deep pretty much every time, forced Bash's offense to really travel the whole length of the field almost every time they had the football.
Yeah, I mean, this is a group. They're good all 3 phases, offense, defense, and special teams. And I tell you what, man, anytime you got number 3, Roy Oliver III, you're going to have a chance to win every game on Friday nights.
Yeah, keep that kid healthy. Wrap him in bubble wrap during the week.
No more end arounds on
That's right.
4th and 5 in the final minute.
Yeah, at the end of the game when it's pretty much been decided. You had a quick glimpse of Basha. How do the Bears bounce back from this? Obviously disappointed tonight on their own home field. They hope for a different outcome than the one they got. They've got some questions now with Veers. Is he going to be able to play? Can Rogers step into that role? Is that really the key?
Is that the big question? This team's going to go as far as, you know, they're talented, obviously. You got a great backfield led by Noah Roberts and Gaines. They got talent at wide receiver, great defense with Eli Kramer Cronin, but it's going to be tough for them to compete for an Arizona Open Division state title if Brody Veers isn't back there at quarterback.
Yeah, injured that left shoulder, and we thought probably on that hit where he picked up a first down, and really we complimented him on trying to truck the defensive back, and for a moment it looked like the defensive back got the worst of that because he ended up on the ground and Veers was still standing up, but Veers' shoulder took a little bit of a beating there, and we'll have to see how he responds to treatment.
The one bright spot with him too on that injury, at least it's his non-throwing shoulder, but you know, hopefully it's nothing too serious. Maybe miss a couple of weeks, get him back for the playoffs, because at the end of the day, if you don't have Veers at quarterback, it's going to be hard for them to compete for a state title in the Open Division. It's one of the toughest playoff brackets in the country, and if you don't have one of your top players who's also your starting quarterback, that's going to be a big loss for the Bears.
Well, and even just in your senior year, you want to be able to play all the way through and all the way through in the playoffs, and having an injury late that you can't come back from could really be tough. Well, Coach Dixon has wrapped up what has got to have been an inspiring and impassioned speech down on the field with the football team. And Steve Montoya and the pile of media down there trying to grab our player of the game, Roy Oliver III. I don't fault Steve, though. Nobody on the Basha secondary was able to grab him either. No. So I don't think that's a bad thing necessarily, but he is finally first guy to tackle Roy Oliver III all evening. Steve Montoya of MaxPreps. Steve, what do you got for us?
Yeah, I'm here with our MaxPreps player of the game. What a show you put on tonight. How did it feel? You know, big game. Your teammates stepped up. You started off with the punt return. How'd that feel?
It felt great. We had so much good practices, and we just showed up on the field and dominated the scoreboard. So,
where do you guys want to go from here? Obviously, this is a big win, a 7-0 versus 7-0. But what does this win do for you and your team?
We just want the confidence. We want to keep building until state and get that gold ball.
All right, man. Well, congratulations. Go celebrate with your team. Appreciate it. And good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Back up to you.
Thank you very much, Steve. That was Roy Oliver III saying, yep, this is definitely a signature win for our program.
Yep, they're going to be ranked in the MaxPreps top 25, and, you know, they show they're the baddest group in the state of Arizona.
Well, folks, it is going to do it for us tonight. I'd like to thank, again, Carl Harper, our director, Skylar in our box here tonight from the fabulous L2 crew, getting it all done for us. They're here way before we are, and they get it all done. Though I did manage to get us a generator.
Shout out to you, man. You had to go to Walmart and get a generator.
A last-minute generator. Look, whatever it takes, folks. And tonight, it took Hamilton a couple of touchdowns thrown to Roy Oliver III. They win it tonight, 28-12 over Basha. We'll see you next week on the Game of the Week.
The MaxPreps Game of the Week is brought to you by GoFan, the leading ticketing solution for high schools. Skip the line and get your tickets instantly on the GoFan app. And by the NFHS Network. Watch your favorite teams live and on demand with the largest broadcast network for high school sports. Here. You try to make it every week, but sometimes life gets in the way. With the NFHS Network, you can be there, catching those important moments live while on the go. And even if you're at the game, you're stuck behind your phone, trying to record that one great moment you'll remember forever. With the NFHS Network, live and on-demand games with highlights and game recaps will be ready for you to rewatch and share with friends and family. 30 sports across 50 states, 500,000 games. One way to get closer to the athlete who matters most, yours. NFHS Network. Be in the stands wherever you are.